Today's guest is someone who knows how to build something from nothing and why that matters. He grew up right here in Norfolk, and just at the age of 9, his family lost their childhood home. That kind of instability either breaks you or makes you, and he decided to use it as fuel. At 19, he started Frontier. No big backing, no shortcuts, just long days, small jobs at first, and earning trust. Over time, that business was built on structure, leadership, and doing things the right way. This conversation is about leadership, resilience, reputation, and what it means to make something that lasts. Here is Jonathan Jagt.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew.
Have you seen Dune, the movie Dune?
No.
No. There's a scene in it. You know of Dune, though.
Yes, I know of Dune. Yeah.
There's a scene.
Isn't
in
it remade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original.
Okay.
And I'm a little weary because it's very campy.
Mm.
I've heard. Made in the 80s. It was made by he just passed this recent year. He makes really funky movies. Had like the weird hair. He made Zipperhead. Sorry, I'm a bit of a cinephile.
Yeah. I'm not very much.
See, this
so.
is great when we have Adam here. Be like,
Search it up, yeah.
Anyways, so there's this when they have secret meetings, they hit a button and this like almost like force field goes up and nobody can hear what's going on.
The cone of silence.
The cone of silence is like a bubble, and that's what the podcast with the headphones reminds me of. It's like an audio.
Yeah.
You put it on, you kind of forget where you are, and you just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
I'm a Dune freak though, so I'm reading all the books and
A Dune freak.
Yeah, I love
Wow.
Dune. I grew up loving like I was obsessed with Halo as a kid, and like Xbox, and like Star Wars and Star Trek, but it was okay. And then the movie was coming out, and a buddy told me to read the book, so I read it, and I was obsessed, and I just read like 6 of them.
It's like sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
The closest I can compare it to is like Game of Thrones in space. So there's all these royal families that own planets, and they all backstab each other and assassinate each other and
Sounds
have
pretty good.
war. Oh my God, it's amazing, man.
Yeah.
And the one planet is called Dune, and there's these giant worms on it that produce this stuff they just call spice, and essentially it's essential to interstellar travel. They need that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Spice is something totally different in Star Wars.
What is it in Star Wars?
It's like code for drugs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, this is a drug.
Is it?
In this world, for sure. Yeah. The navigators take it, and then they can sort of see to not hit asteroids, essentially.
Oh, so it helps them like be more
Kind of see the
future
in touch with the universe.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Interesting.
I highly recommend. If you're a Star Wars fan,
I am a Star Wars fan.
watch Dune.
Yeah,
You
I'll check
will
it
love
out.
it. You
Yeah.
will love it.
I have a 9-year-old too, and he loves Star Wars.
Okay, don't watch Dune with the 9-year-old.
A little too early.
Very adult.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. I wouldn't recommend that.
All right, cool.
But yeah, Star Wars is great.
Yeah.
Star Wars is great. I am my dad was huge movie guy. That's kind of how I got into it. But I remember having like the original. Did you have the original
I
VHS
did.
collection?
Mine was the gold one though, the remastered.
Okay, that's what my dad had.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But VHS.
VHS.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, does your 9-year-old even know what that is? Maybe. Do you still have them?
VHS?
Yeah.
I still have them.
Really?
We never put them on.
Oh.
Yeah.
My dad was gonna throw them out one time, and I was like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, you can't get these anymore.
That's my childhood. You can't
Right?
throw my childhood away.
I thought about sort of like incorporating them as like a backdrop or something. There's enough to like make a wall, I would
Yeah.
say, a small wall.
Enough VHSs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Well, it's cool technology now.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah.
And what you do, you could help me with that.
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
So why do you want to just obviously at the beginning I do an intro so people kind of know what you do.
Yeah.
But do you want to just like wrap that up in a quick summary and then we'll get into it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like,
So
just what I do for a
Yeah,
living.
what do you do?
Yeah, I own a company called Frontier Building Group. I actually own a few different companies. So that's my main operating company, Frontier
Okay.
Building Group. And we do home renovations, additions, solutions like, well, what you needed here.
Yeah.
So we also do new builds as well. So
Nice. Like from the ground up?
from the ground up, yeah. Yeah, Terry on certified, like warranted new home construction as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you what do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy building it from scratch or sort of gutting a existing build and seeing what you can do with it?
The building from scratch stuff is newer for us now.
I see.
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
Well, we only got Tarion certified in the last like year.
Oh, okay.
So we've done some new home building where Tarion and like the accreditation wasn't necessarily required,
Okay.
but now it's newer for us to do this stuff.
So that organization is just sort of like validate you?
Tarion is a homeowners. It's actually a service for homeowners. It's like a warranty program.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's for new home warranties.
I
So,
see.
Yeah, you have to be a licensed builder in order to qualify for the warranty.
Okay.
And it's a whole program that you have to participate in.
How do you become a licensed builder?
It's HCRA is actually the Governing Home Construction Regulatory Authority is the actual like governing body.
Okay.
And there's a whole series of exams and courses that you have to take and pass, and then they do like fiduciary, like they audit your finances and your company's history and your credit, and they do a whole like deep dive into your company
Just
to
to make sure you're not building it out of cardboard or things like that.
to make sure that you're financially stable to honor warranties is what it really
I
is.
see.
Yeah. So
I
make sure that
see.
you're going to be around a year, 5 years later.
Does business insurance cover that for you, or like how does that work? Like, what if there is a warranty claim? Like, is that out of your pocket or?
Yeah, that's out of pocket. Yeah. But ideally, there isn't a warranty. If it's built right, there isn't warranty claims that happen. But
Right.
if they do, yeah, we just have to come and honor that. That's just a business thing we have to take care of. So usually part of the estimating process or like the bid price for your house build would have a certain amount percentage set aside for servicing.
I see. And then do you sort of keep a stockpile in case things like that happen? Of
Yeah, you have to keep. You have to
some
give
liquid.
Terry on a certain amount of money every time you register a new house. So
I see.
depending on the project, you give them a certain amount
Oh,
of money
I
and they hold it against you.
I understand.
That way, if you don't honor your warranty, they can hire somebody on the homeowner's behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, to take care of it. So
Fascinating.
yeah, it's a whole world that not a lot of people are in. They don't really know.
As a kid, I loved Lego. I loved building forts and snow forts, and I always thought I wanted to be an architect.
It's not too late. it's
I don't
it's a
love
big demand.
math.
Oh well, then you wouldn't make a great architect.
Yeah, I like just winging it and grabbing some Lego pieces and seeing what I can make.
Yeah,
But there's no warranties involved with that, so it's pretty safe.
you can offer warranties in Lego, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially if like it was like an expensive set or something.
and they get expensive, man.
Like
We were talking about Star Wars
like
a minute ago.
$1,000.
Oh yeah,
Like the Millennium Falcon you can buy. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
awesome.
at least $500.
yeah
One
I'm
of them.
saving my money for us.
Are you? Oh,
My son wants it for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a bunch of builds? Is that like his thing?
He's got little stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
We're
okay.
starting him.
My friend Eric, my business partner, he has, I don't even know, maybe 100 of them. Like really used to be into it and has them like where he used to live. His parents' place, this big wall with shelves, and they were all just. It was amazing.
I don't love the whole used to be into it thing. Like, there's no
Well,
way
I'm sure
reason
he's
to grow out
still.
of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, he's got responsibilities now, so he can't just play Lego all day. But
Right.
Very therapeutic. We were doing that during
absolutely.
COVID, just because I don't know. We found the Lego and started just messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to spend some time. Actually, it's good to spend time with people.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a puzzle, but better.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think there's a point you get something cooler to look at when it's done.
I used to have like giant Lego battles with my brother and some friends, and it would cover the entire basement floor.
Battles.
Battles,
Like launching
wars.
projectiles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and we had this. It wasn't Lord of the Rings, but it kind of looked like a Lord of the Rings set. We had all these cannons and boats. Oh my god!
Where's
it's
your
like
brother now? Why aren't you doing that now?
he lives in Prince Edward Island.
Oh.
I
Oh, you actually
know.
just mentioned that to me in an email that you had to
Did I?
postpone this.
Yes.
For,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So my little nephew.
New
Thank you.
nephew.
I didn't do anything, but I'm
I
there.
mean, your brother, you went to him.
Yeah, I
That's-
kept my brother alive.
Hell yeah, that's great.
So
That's a big deal.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, little Lincoln. Yeah, he's doing great. He's I don't know how old he is. How old would he be now? Like 3 months, just under 3 months. Maybe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a cute little kid.
Big
so
congrats, man. I love it. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's weird because he's a younger brother,
Mm-hmm.
and so like having the
Ah.
younger brother have a kid first is like it feels weird, but I mean we're only 2 years apart, so it's
Right.
not that far apart. But yeah, he moved out there during COVID and kind of settled, and yeah.
You're not from there originally then.
No, we're from Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised in Hamilton. My mom's from Simcoe, so my mom's side all lives out here.
Mm.
And I kind of grew up. I pretty much grew up coming out here all the time, like every weekend. But I just didn't go through the school system here. per
through
se.
Hamilton instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's from Hamilton area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, Greensville, Dundas, Greensville.
Oh,
up
yes,
up
yes,
in the
yes.
escarpment. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Dundas.
Her and I come from very different backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
So you grew up here, right?
Well, kind of. Yeah. I grew up I was born in Norfolk County and raised here, and then we moved when I was young, like when my son's age. When I was in grade 3, we left.
Okay.
Norfolk County
And where'd you go?
to Brantford.
To
not far.
Brantford.
Yeah.
Job related, I assume. Oh, you
Mm,
mentioned this.
I did.
The house.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah,
we can
let's
get
do
into
it.
It's like the origin story, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when I was that age, we lost our house, like to the bank. So my dad was a truck driver, had a couple of incidences where his truck broke down a couple times in a row. He's an owner operator,
Yeah.
couldn't afford to fix the truck, or did fix the truck because that was his livelihood, and couldn't keep up with the mortgage payments. So, yeah, we lived on the 12th concession off of Cockshot Road.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we lost that house to the bank, and my parents moved us. Well, we lived in a campground for a summer, and then we moved to a rental place in Brantford because there was no rentals out here at the time. This was the Wild West back in the
Yeah.
what was that, maybe the early 90s.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Mhm.
And so is that directly correlated to what you do now? Is that probably like mentally why you probably
I mean, it's a big part of what I do. Like, it's emotionally a part of what I do now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's emotionally a motivator for, well, me and my brother, I work with my brother.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the reason why we do some of the stuff that we do and the people we choose to help out. And yeah,
Wow.
for sure.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, well, I was young, right? I didn't
Probably
know
didn't
any better.
fully
really.
understand it either.
No, in hindsight, I understand it now, but like
Yeah.
back when I was 8, 9 years old, it wasn't really a thing. I had to move to a new school in a new
Right.
area. I didn't have any friends at that age, but like a lot of people do that.
That's a tough age to move. My parents at one point wanted to move out here to Simcoe and buy my grandfather's place when he passed, but me and my brother were like,
You put up a big stink.
huge stink. So we
Yeah.
never moved. Stayed in Hamilton. Obviously, in hindsight, like I didn't know I was gonna live here. So now it would have been great.
Right.
To have that house. It's also worth a ton of money now.
Did you apologize to your parents?
No. It was a pretty sweet place too. Lots of property just outside of Simcoe there, like towards Waterford.
Well, there's a pretty good life to be had out here, man.
Oh my
Norfolk County,
God.
it's an incredible spot.
I got hooked immediately, and so did my wife. My wife's also from Hamilton. We kind of grew up like blocks from each other, and I took a gap year, and I was snowboarding in Banff, and prior to that, I was working at McDonald's. I was 18, and so I wanted to come back to something that's, such a high, like snowboarding, getting paid to snowboard, and then just coming back to
Right.
a McDonald's. So I was like, there's got to be something like weird out there I could do that kind of excites my brain. And then my aunt I was talking about previously said, hey, why don't you apply to this ziplining place? And that was Eco Adventures out
Oh,
in
really?
Turkey Point. And then my girlfriend at the time was like, well, if you're going to apply, I'm going to apply. Like, I want to do something cool too. And we didn't tell them that we knew each other.
Yeah.
And so they
You
hired
both
us.
just applied and both got the job?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they sort of figured it out during training because we were sharing a lunch and stuff. And they're like, oh, we weren't sure if it would stop you from hiring us. So we didn't want to say anything. And they're like, no, but we definitely knew one of you wrote both resumes.
They both came across the same, did they?
Oh, yeah.
This was before ChatGPT, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My wife wrote it for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely wrote it. They could tell.
She's well, you're creative too, but she's the creative one writing.
Yeah. You know what? I do love to write and come up with concepts, but my grammar's terrible. Just structuring things and putting unnecessary. I'm getting better at it. Just trying to remove like unnecessary words and trying to phrase things. Very creative. It's just, the structure is what I sort of struggle with, but that's just, I just struggle with structure in general. It just
It's working out.
just
You're
in
doing a
my
good thing.
I try.
Yeah.
I just put a lot of effort in, and hopefully something sticks,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then we started hanging out with friends and going out to cottages in Long Point and the lakes there, and everything is growing, and the wineries, and everybody's so encouraging of each other, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good area.
It only took a year, and then we moved to Turkey Point, and then we've lived in Turkey Point, Dover, Simcoe, Langton, kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's huge geographically, this area. It's like massive. The county
Huge.
is so big, but it's like you can't go somewhere without knowing somebody.
yeah,
Yeah, I run into people all the time.
that's what I love about it, and I love
So
what you
crazy.
put in your little summary there. You said like it's hard to do a bad job because it kind of follows you.
It certainly does.
So you know, for good or bad, you said. So
Better or worse, yeah.
I think that's what I like. That's what I like about Norfolk. I
Right.
find people are definitely nicer because you can't really afford to just like flip somebody off because you might see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or they might be hiring you, or you might be trying to get a job and you pissed that person off 6 months ago and they remember you, right? Like you can't really afford to. Although there are people like that, but
I've been driving a company branded truck since I was like 19. So
so you gotta be very
driving,
careful.
I'm two hands on the wheel kind of driver. You know?
Yeah.
So people notice.
Yeah, and you can't cut people off in a
No.
company truck, right?
No,
gotta
well,
be
you
really,
can, but
you can.
You're gonna pay for it on social media later on.
Oh,
so,
yeah. 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 That's kind of how. Sorry, I was thinking of another story, but I probably shouldn't tell. I'll tell you off the mic.
All right.
Um,
You could just tell it now. It's okay. You have editing powers here, I think. You know.
I don't edit nothing.
You don't edit. All right.
No.
It's wide open.
Pure.
Oh, I'll remember that now moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless somebody says something really bad, I'll bleep. Like I had my Nana on. She used to be a 911.
I watched it. That's
Okay,
cool.
so
Yeah.
I had to bleep a lot of stuff because her recall is insane.
Right.
So she was saying full names
Right.
from like the 80s and 90s, people who got murdered and things like that. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
I don't think I should have the full names on the internet
That's fair.
just for privacy. So I did take the, but for the most part,
Yeah.
I leave it. Where was I going with this?
You have a story you're not willing to tell.
Right.
So.
So people obviously who know this person will know what I'm talking about, but it's just related to sort of, you got to be careful because social media will come after you. This person,
You don't have to tell the story, man. It's okay.
I'll tell you after.
All right, let's do that.
She
You're
didn't do
shuffling in your seat.
This
and
person
stuff,
didn't
yeah.
do a nice thing, and it just exploded on the internet,
Mhm.
and it actually went and hit national news.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I knew this person.
Do I know about it? I might know about it.
Maybe they provide a certain service, and they refused based on this couple's orientation.
Oh my gosh.
and
I think I know what you're talking about.
just
too.
blatantly wrote it out in an email, and you could have lied. You could have just said, "Hey,
Definitely.
I'm booked. Sorry," but took the time to describe why they wouldn't provide that service.
Interesting choice. Maybe
Interesting
it's a good
choice.
thing that it came to light.
You know what? And I think it stemmed from religion too. So, you know, if you're extremely Christian, like those values are very important to you over almost anything for some people.
Right.
So I think that's kind of what happened. It's unfortunate. She's a very nice person, but just, yeah. And then that's kind of when cancellations was at its height. And
Right.
It was just like a big thing.
You got to be careful in a small town. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to see tomorrow. And
You never know.
Yeah.
And
And I think that's good. It keeps people honest.
that's what
It really
yeah.
does keep you honest.
Yeah, and you hear things, right? Like, you know some things about people you've never met before just because, you know, people are talking, hey, I did this with this person,
Yeah.
or, you know, you definitely have to check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, self-auditing.
Totally.
And that's like, don't get me wrong, I love the city and I love Hamilton. Like, me and Ashley thought we were going to live in New York City at one point in our
Right.
life. Couldn't even imagine doing that now.
Well, you're totally anonymous there. It's completely the opposite of what we got here.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the number is, but at some point, like, the community kind of dissolves a little bit because there's just too many people.
Right.
There might be pockets, right? Maybe that's more so like a certain neighborhood in Hamilton could, you know, but I don't know. I haven't really noticed that. But here there's like a connection. Everybody's sort of like prideful of the area, and
Yeah. And there's a Norfolk County pride, not necessarily like here in
Yes.
Langton. There's not like a Langton pride. There's
I'm sure there is, but definitely.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like, at what point would that disappear? Like, if 50,000 more people lived here, like, would that go
It's
away?
come up. That's come up. The MZO and MZO and Nanticoke was considered.
Yeah.
Still being considered.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that could move into the area pretty darn quickly.
Because I know there's a development happening here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of, and Waterford.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff in Delhi right now as well, I think.
Yeah.
And Dover, right? Because they're putting
Well,
that whole water, because they
that's right.
couldn't handle everything, right?
Water and sewer, yeah.
Water and sewer,
Mhm.
so they could build more.
But still, when you're talking development, you're talking a couple hundred people,
Right.
not 50,000.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that would take forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd take a very long time.
Sure.
But
But it would also change the culture pretty darn quick.
Yeah. Obviously, I want everybody to do well and to for there to be commerce and money flowing in and out of the county, but how do you grow and maintain the feel?
That's same with companies. Growing and maintaining
Yes.
culture inside of a company too,
100%.
right? It's like that's a main concern.
So
Is
how many people are you working with at yours? Is
like
it-
how many people are employed at my company?
Mhm.
Yeah, about 15.
Yeah. So that's
And
a lot.
It's a lot. It's not as many as a lot of companies, but it's also bigger than when we started. Like it was 2-3 people.
Yeah. Was it just you and your brother and like a friend or a relative maybe, or?
No, my brother joined recently. It
Oh,
was just
okay.
me to start with.
I
and
see.
You want to switch that topic? We can
Sure.
get there.
Yeah, let's
because-
do it.
Yeah, well, it was just me when we started. I was 19. I was young, so
Okay.
I worked by myself, and I think I had a part-time guy here and there,
Yeah.
for when I needed them, but it was part-time.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was like one person, so that's a culture of one. There's not really a culture to a company like that. So, but I did that for a couple of years, just by myself, and then slowly but surely the company grows to include new people. And at the beginning, you don't really consider whether. And we're talking about small towns and small businesses. It's like the culture shifts with every single person you add.
Yeah.
And
Were you hesitant to add people?
I'm more hesitant now because
Now.
I've been through bad culture moments in my company.
Right.
So I've been through a bad hire, a couple of bad hires, and how quickly it can turn things around.
A bad hire can, bankrupt a company
Yeah,
sometimes.
now I'm almost paranoid to hire somebody new because we have such a good culture at my company, and I'm really everybody's like pretty happy with what we've got going on, and it's hard to add somebody because you're throwing a whole nother.
Do you feel that pull to grow, or just sort of are you happy with what you're making? And
Well, I'm a super ambitious person, so
I
the pull
see.
to grow is very natural for me. So
I
I
see.
definitely have a
So
growth mindset.
so you'll have to deal with that.
I will have to deal with it, and I don't do it alone. Like I have really good people around me and consultants that I've worked with that have
Yeah.
helped me get to make the right decisions. And I don't know.
Just give me 1 second. I just want to check
Yeah.
this real.
Yeah.
Yep, it's still me. Summer is right around the corner, and historically, that is when consumer spending spikes. Think patio season, events, beach days, weekend getaways, visits to wineries like Burning Kiln Winery. The list doesn't end. People are out, and they are buying. If you want to get your business in front of a loyal audience before they decide where to spend their money this summer, let's talk. The Just True podcast will give you long-form trust, local relevance, and real word-of-mouth advertising. Remember, this isn't a billboard, it's an endorsement. Let's make sure your business is a part of the summer conversation. Now, back to the scheduled programming.
Yeah. So I know outsourcing is sort of the key to grow, but that's the thing. You there's that trust
Mm-hmm.
that you have to sort of struggle with, because I used to shoot a lot of stuff with my brother and stuff. We just had this synergy going, and then he left, so I started hiring people and co-op students to help on projects, and it's it's tough because you have to sort of connect in a way and figure out how their style, how do they like to work and communicate and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
then you sort of have to adapt, right?
Well, I think actually you got to flip that over. It's like you got to decide how you and the people that you currently have communicate, and then make sure that the people you're bringing in
Is that a good fit?
are they fitting with you? Because you don't want to think, we got to pivot things the way we do things here
Yeah.
to suit that, because you probably have something working. So stick with what's working.
I'd always say on sets, I would much rather work with somebody that gets along, because you got to hang out with them all day, that isn't the best at the job but is good,
Mm-hmm.
and you get along with them, than the best person who's just an asshole.
Yeah, 100%. Culture is number one. Skills
Yeah.
are number two. Skills can be taught over time, as long as they know somewhat of what they're doing. That's fine. But
Yeah.
the culture is number one. I think it's bring people on that fit what you got going on.
How do you look for that? Are you asking certain questions when you're?
Oh, it's complicated.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you have a whole spreadsheet for it, or
We have
what-
a whole system. It's
Oh,
a
you do?
9-step system. It's a whole
Oh.
9-step system to bring somebody on board on my company. So it's not easy to get.
Please elaborate.
Well, yeah. Well, we start with the first 3 steps are before we even talk to anybody. So it's building out a very thorough job description of who we want. We call it the search model. So it's like a model of the way we are going to hire somebody. So we build out a really strict job description and what their key performance indicators are going to be. So what does a successful person in that role look like? So what is the role? What does the success in that role look like? And then we might start bringing on people applying for the role. So we throw the ads up, and Indeed, first of all, we look internally, reach out to the people that are currently working for us and say, you know anybody that fits the culture?
Mm-hmm.
You've been working here for years. Are you happy here? So if you are, don't you think your friends might be? Because that's the best source of
Yeah, because they'll know other people.
inbound
Yeah,
employees for us. And
100%.
if we can't get that, then we'll go out and, Indeed or Facebook or whatever, look for applicants.
Yeah.
We'll post a pretty thorough job description and try to get people to apply. And once we get applicants, it's the first screen for us is before we even talk to anybody. It's like an assessment, a questionnaire that we send them, and it's a software, so they have to go to a link and fill out this questionnaire, and it asks a bunch of the same questions over and over and over again in different ways. And so that one kind of weeds people. Well, it reads whether or not they're being truthful, or if they're just saying what you want to hear. We want to make sure they're saying what they actually mean. So that's why it asks the same question 2-3 different ways.
And that way, if
points.
it's different answers for each, they're kind of just bullshit.
It gets flagged. Yeah, and you're like, because we don't want people to be pretending
That's
to come
smart.
over. Yeah.
That's smart. How did you develop this? Did you do this on your own, or was it?
This is with a consultant. So
Okay.
Yeah, this is with somebody that we work with that kind of has these, and we just have decided to use this and bake it into our culture. So
Well, at least you had the foresight to even talk to a consultant about it.
man, we've been through it though. I've been doing this 19 years. We've been through it.
Some pain points.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
like we're talking the last 4 or 5 years that we've been doing this kind of stuff, but we've been 15 years before that where this stuff wasn't happening, and we had to find out the hard way. So when you bring in one bad hire, it ruins things inside of a company pretty darn quickly, especially small companies like what we have. Yeah, I know 15 people is a lot of people to have, but it's small. It's small company.
So what does what does your team look like? Are they all sort of specialize in different things?
Yeah. The bulk of the people that work for Frontier aren't actually like swinging hammers.
Okay.
So we do work with a lot of outside companies as well, but the people inside my company, we do everything from design all the way to build. So we're
a lot of planning.
A whole bunch of planning. That's the biggest thing. So that's a big differentiator for us, is that we do what's called pre-construction, and it's a huge chunk of the job. So if you're looking to renovate your main floor, let's say, we start by planning, like pre-construction planning. So we're talking, is it even feasible? Is your budget actually a budget that's realistic or reasonable?
Yeah. You can't redo a kitchen for $500?
No, probably not. No. And then we get into like conceptual designs, really high level stuff. So we don't spend a ton of money right away until we it's like a funnel. It's funneling you down into like, is it appropriate? Are you ready to do a job this size?
Yeah.
So most of the people that work are in the office. So like I'm the president, so my job is sales, and I'm also business development. Those are my main roles. And then we have sales and marketing. That's my brother. He's our sales and marketing manager. Salespeople that work for us as well. But then the first step with us is pre-construction manager, and he's a role in our job where his job is just to manage the whole pre-construction process from day one. We start talking, and you retain us as your pre-con company, all the way to the day you have the permits in your hand. We're ready to agree on whether or not we're doing the project for you.
Okay.
So that's his job. He kind of owns that whole process, and he works with a bunch of designers and engineers and architects and planners and the building department and the planning department to kind of get the project through.
Sounds like a fun job.
It's not a job I want to do, but I'm really glad that he does it. It's a tough job, man.
Did you used to do? I assume you would do everything when you first started.
Me, yeah. We started the projects that we've done have evolved over time too, right?
That's true.
The projects we started with were small.
Yeah,
right?
not as elaborate.
Really small projects, and we were only in like some of the stuff we've done didn't even need permits, or there was no planning process really. It was just.
Do you miss that at all?
Oh yeah, those are good days. They're fun.
Yeah,
but
everything's exciting.
It is exciting, and like everything, like it's quick wins. It's little quick wins.
Yeah.
So I do miss that, but it's hard to like grow a business on those little things. So
do you like what you do now? Like your role in the company?
I'm the happiest I've been in my company now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. I built a company that I like to work inside of.
I wasn't sure if you like sort of miss being in the trenches of the whole job.
Well, I miss it like you might miss high school.
Right?
Okay,
all right.
You're like, oh yeah, I miss being on the football team and like hanging out after.
But not math class and science class.
Right. And you're
right.
if I was to go back to that time, I'd be like, actually, that was kind of a crappy time. So I don't really.
I see.
I don't really want to go back to that, but I do look back on it fondly.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about human memory is like you sort of retain all the good moments.
Right.
I know that's like a psychological thing. Yeah.
It's like a bad girlfriend, right? Like, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad, and then you go back with them, and you're
Oh,
like,
it
oh yeah, I
was.
remember now. It was pretty bad.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I wonder what I would have liked to do, or like what I would do if I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say.
There's a lot, like you're into like a lot of technical.
That's true.
Stuff here.
That's
There's
true.
a lot of technical roles inside a building.
I'm not a technical person. I more so do it out of necessity. I like my brother likes to build a computer from scratch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more excited in the result.
Yeah.
I just want the computer so it can do the thing I want it to do.
Mhm.
Where he's fascinated by how it is put together. I like to read about it, but I don't actually.
You don't want to build a computer.
Nope.
I want to play on that computer later
I
on.
want to play on the
yeah.
computer. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like I understand all the tech, but I'm not a techie guy.
Right.
And I've met people in the film industry. Like I have a buddy who's very technical, and it blows my mind.
Right.
Like just over the top, but everything goes so smoothly. Because you just and if there's any kind of problem, it's like you can just sort of fix it like that, right?
Yeah.
If
People
you
that know.
understand the whole system.
Yeah, and they're great, but they probably don't want to sell the product. They don't want to sell the system.
No.
So you need an extroverted person to probably sell that system. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's different pieces to the puzzle. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
especially like I'm sure you didn't start off as like a salesman, right? Like you
No.
were into redoing these houses and but then you also have to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to pitch it to people, and you have to like how did you sort of like transition into like growing into roles like that? Like were you reading a lot of books, watching bunch of I guess YouTube wasn't a thing back then, but
It's been a thing, man. Like it's been a thing for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a YouTube university kind of kid for
Okay.
sure. But,
Okay. Like what did you go to school for anything related to this?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I've got no formal education outside of trade school.
Wow.
So yeah, no. It was high school, trade school, and I started my business when I was young. I was starting this company when I was 19. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't picture that's what I'd be doing.
Especially back then,
20
like
years
there
later,
just
but-
wasn't as much resources and information out there.
No, but there was some government initiatives for young entrepreneurs to start things, and I've got the personality of somebody. I'm really not good at working for, like a boss. I was never I was a good employee, but I always questioned how things were done, man.
I'm like that as well.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. I sort of promised myself that I would never work for anybody.
Right. That's a
but
good goal.
Yeah, it comes with its traps though. Like it's, the next paycheck's not guaranteed, right?
That's the definition of entrepreneurship, man. Like
Yeah.
it's taking unusual financial risk to accomplish a goal that you have. It's just some people have an entrepreneurial mindset and others don't. And
Yeah.
both types of people have to exist in the world because
That's true, and just like perseverance, really, just going through the bullshit.
Yeah.
Over
and over and over again.
and
yeah.
over and over, and not
The school of hard knocks.
losing enthusiasm, and just sort of keeping your eye on that end goal.
The mission, right? Yeah, like
The
what you
mission.
think is important to you, and you got to like keep that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when people ask me about, hey, I want to get into the film industry, like, should I do it? I always say, well, like, how badly do you want it? Because anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And some people do it and they're miserable, and other people do it and they thrive because they love it so much that when they have a shitty day, it's like, oh, it's just a shitty day. But you don't care because you love it.
That's right. You love the job and you want to go back and start the next new thing.
So that's usually what that could be applied to anything.
Literally anything. I was
Anything.
thinking, like, as you said that, I was like, tradespeople deal with that all. Like, you're like, man, I busted my butt yesterday. Like, it was a hard day or a hard week or that project sucked. I hated every minute of that project, but like, I can't wait to start the next one.
Right.
And if you love building, if you love trades, you're in it for that like reward. That
So
rush.
were you originally like a very hands-on kind of guy?
Yeah.
Okay. And now not so much though,
Now,
because you're running.
I mean,
it.
this is being recorded. My staff are going to see this. They're going to be like, yeah, he doesn't lift a hammer. That's not something I do anymore. It's kind of crazy.
Hello, Jay's team.
Yeah.
How's
Hey,
everybody
guys.
doing?
Hey, thanks for what you do, guys. I love you guys very much.
Yes.
For
Thank
sure.
you for building beautiful homes and designing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make me look good for sure. They're doing stuff, honestly, now, man, that I could never do, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's the other beautiful thing about, onboarding people, and they can teach you things, right?
I make sure I only hire people that are better than me.
That's great.
Like, every one of them is better than me at what they're doing specifically in the job. But yeah, like, it started with me doing everything back in the day. And then, yeah, slowly you kind of you're like, I'm not great at that. I should probably bring somebody on for that. And the first one that I did that with was my dad, actually. So I started the company in 2007, and in 2009, he was a truck driver, but then the whole thing happened with my childhood and whatever. But then he went into dispatching for trucking.
Yeah.
And he, the 2008, 2009 economic recession hit, right? I started my company in 2007. Like, do you remember that?
In
The housing bubble.
and in the housing industry.
Right, 08, 09.
What a bunch of shit luck.
Well, I mean, we've been through a few of them now, haven't we?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he lost his job again at that time, and he was in his 50s, and I was like growing my company, and I said, hey, I'm not great at sales, or I'm too focused on doing the work that I'm not selling. So
Yeah.
why don't you come on? And he loves people. He's extroverted, and he loves people. He can remember every detail about you. I mean, you told me your cat's name, and I don't recall it now.
Cooper.
Cooper.
Can you just excuse me for
Yeah,
one
yeah,
second?
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna have to cut this out.
We're talking about my
Just
transition to
Drew.
sales.
Your transition to sales. Yeah. So did you just sort of have to pick that up, or
Well, like I said, my dad came onto the company at that point,
right?
and he took over the sales, so I could stay as a technician. So I would be
Okay.
working on site every single day
Okay.
and fixing everything, right? So, and he would do the sales, so he would just try to keep me busy. And that worked for quite a while, quite a long time. But then when COVID came, just before, well, there's a whole middle story about my son. I have a 9-year-old son, and when he was born, he had a heart defect, so he had to have heart surgery. That was all like,
Oh my god.
yeah, it was crazy. He was born in 2016 October, and in January or March of 2017, he had open heart surgery, and that was like right when my parents also separated. Mom and dad also separated at
Oh,
that time. They were
shit.
married for 40 years. They also separated at that point, and then it was just like we were moving everything from St. George to Norfolk County, like my company from St. George to Norfolk County. We bought a building on Cockshut Road and bought another building, and like my family had moved to Norfolk, obviously a few years before when my son was born. We moved to Norfolk, and so that time was kind of crazy. And then right after we kind of bounced back from that, it was COVID. And then when COVID kind of came in, it was like just before COVID, I had told my dad, hey, maybe it's time for you to exit. Our relationship was like, my dad, I love my dad dearly. He's the best. But our relationship was like very work focused, and it wasn't a healthy father-son relationship anymore. So I kind of
used to work with my brother.
yeah, so you understand.
Yeah, and a friend. So
Yeah, so I kind of said, hey, Dad, maybe it's time for us to like not anymore. And he agreed. So he stepped out of the business at that time. And then like a month later,
Yeah.
it was COVID.
it's not worth the relationship.
Right. That's the conversations I was having too
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
It's tough working with even friends. It's tough.
It's challenging. Yeah.
It's challenging. Like my business partner, we were friends before
Mhm.
that. But I don't know. It's the best partnership I've had so far. We just seem to make it work.
There's a saying in the business world where the only ship that doesn't float is a partnership. So
Hey.
But I found
Yeah.
that to not be true. I still have partners in the business now, but
Yeah, and it's at least personally, I find it definitely helps when each person sort of specializes in a different thing. You're not really butting heads.
right. That's 100% for sure. Like
and they're filling
divide.
they're filling gaps. Like with me and my brother, we had this synergy, but we were good at the same things, and so were huge gaps
Right.
that nobody was good at. And then now with the folk, it's like Eric's very good at this, Ash is very good at this, I'm very good at this, and it's sort
Right.
of just naturally we just got lucky. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, it could be luck or intention. Like
Well, yeah, I needed a designer, so I knew that.
right.
So I approached him about that, and he was already doing amazing designs. And then, I mean, I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but women just work so differently than men.
They
And
absolutely do. Yeah.
I knew it needed a woman,
Mm-hmm.
like it needed it. And so Ash was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm in. So,
And what's her role?
you know what? We don't have anything really labeled partnership,
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah. But if you were to label it, you had to label it. It would be. You said you're good at certain things.
like customer relation
Okay.
would be, I would say, like she's the one usually talking to everybody over DMs. She does all the
Right.
giveaways, goes back and forth with customers, does all the social media, is the one commenting and
Mhm.
messaging people, and sort of tames my crazy ideas as well.
Yeah.
But then also like little things like when we set up displays, and me and Eric, we'll just put this together, and Ash like, no, like this doesn't work like
Yeah.
that. You can't put this
There's got to
material
be
with
some
this
intention
material.
behind this. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a very good eye for just design
Mhm.
and the way things look, and you can't put this with this, or this color is not going with this. Like
Right.
me and Eric are not good at that. So
Yeah.
like she's the one that designed the whole house.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, that was her. So yeah, she definitely puts that into the company.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to fill gaps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Partnerships are difficult, but they're like I mean, I have two partners now. One is my mom, who took over a little bit of the business when my dad
Oh,
left. I know.
so still some
Interesting.
family in there.
Yeah, but she's very, very specifically in the like finance side of things. She doesn't have
Okay.
anything to do with the operations of the business, really. It's,
I see.
It's in the like she is very much our bookkeeper, accountant, like finance. She's very strict with that stuff, and that's kind of she stays in her lane. And then Paul is an employee of mine, a longtime employee of mine that he bought into the company as well.
Oh, good for
a
him.
number of years ago. He's awesome.
Nice job, Paul.
Yep, good job, Paul. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's been recently promoted to vice president of construction. now,
Hey,
so it's a big job title
congrats.
for him. Yeah.
Wow.
So he runs the whole construction department, which is not like it's not my thing anymore. Like I said, I was the construction guy before. But
Yeah.
it's not my thing at all anymore. It's Paul's thing. So he runs it completely.
Okay.
And he's autonomous in it. And I give him a lot of trust and responsibility there. And he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how's he doing? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's been doing it now, like in that capacity in his most recent capacity very recently, but like in the capacity of managing the construction department for a few years now. And
Okay. So he's got some.
there's more
experience.
structure to that department than there has ever been before.
Wow.
You know?
That's great.
Yeah, like with me, it was always just organic kind of, I got to add this and do that just because we had to. But
Yeah.
since Paul's come on, it's he's very much more of a structure guy. We need to put a process to this. We need to repeat this. We need to like make sure this works and the customer experience is the same through customers all the times that they're like if we get referred from one person to the next, their experience is very similar. And
Yeah.
so he's very focused on that stuff. So it's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the actual construction of it, is it done by your own team, or are you contracting like a drywaller or like?
Sometimes, but
Yeah.
our team is always involved in so we have carpenters on staff as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, very much
Actual
like
tradesman.
red sealed carpentry, like journeyman carpenters, apprentices, all the way to carpenters is a big part of our DNA. So
Yeah.
I'm a tradesperson, like through and through. I believe in the trades. I think it's an awesome career path for kids.
It's great you have that background because yes, you run the company now, but it's very important to know like how it functions.
Yeah, yeah. I do understand technically how things work. I just
Yeah.
they're doing things at a level that I wouldn't be capable of anymore.
Yeah.
I could become capable of it, but it's just not. It's their wheelhouse now. So
It's like I talked with Ash because she's the general manager of Burning Kiln, but she started at just as a regular employee and sort of done different positions in the whole company, and now she's the GM. But she now, luckily, because she, sometimes people just will bring in a GM, right?
right.
But now she understands every single little.
There's a lot of value to that for sure because she understands how to fix anything that's broken. Right?
Yes,
Mhm.
but that comes with a lot of stress too, because
Yeah.
like if you're just brought into a company, like you're blissfully unaware of
Mhm.
things. But if you know everything,
Yeah.
definitely more stressful.
You say to yourself, I could probably do that a lot faster if I just did it myself a lot of times throughout the day.
Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing your role, right?
100%.
So
Yeah. And if your role's important, if it's not, maybe you should do some reflecting.
yeah.
But if your role's important, then yeah, you need to start learning to trust people.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
Yeah. And maybe they won't ever be as fast or as good. They're probably better than you in certain ways, but maybe they won't ever do it the way you think it should be done.
yeah.
But they're probably doing a better job overall. And it's allowing you to focus on what, like you said, to what you're good at and what you need to be doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch? I'm blanking on his name. He's sort of a very over the top, enthusiastic marketing guy.
There's so many of those guys.
He wants to buy the Jets.
Is it from the Dragons or from Shark's Tank? Or whatever?
No. Oh my god, I can't.
Is it Alex Hermosi?
No.
No.
But he always talks to people about how you can't expect your employees to care as much as you do because they don't own the company.
Yeah, because they don't care as much as you do.
Why would they?
Why would they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got their own things going on that they probably care passionately about.
Yeah.
You want them to care, but they're never going to care to the level you do.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
And if you put that on them, that's on you, not them. Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up, but it seems like you're on the ball with that.
I am a consumer of a lot of that type of stuff, man,
Right?
For sure. Like it's mindset stuff for sure.
I'm upset that I'm blanking on his name. I love him. He's great. He's very over the top. But I thought I had it there for a second.
What's his physical description? Describe him physically to me.
He's small, grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh, you're talking about Gary V?
Gary V.
Gary V. Yeah.
Gary V.
Vaynerchuk,
Gary
yeah.
V always says that.
Yeah, he's the best. I love Gary V. I think
Yeah.
he's hustle culture guy, so you got to be
Hustle-
careful with him a little bit.
Yes. There are a lot of things I don't agree with, but
because- yeah.
some of the stuff he says, I'm like, my God, this guy
Yeah.
is just knows.
You know,
I-
he's actually changed a lot as well because like he used to be, if you're not making enough money, get a side job and hustle and hustle and hustle, and he's changed that tune a little bit, I think, as he got older. So
Yeah, and he's got a kid now.
yeah, that
and
changes everybody, man.
changes everything.
Yeah.
I just like it because he's very personable. Like he actually does genuinely think about employees. Where you know
Yeah.
I've worked at so many jobs where they don't give a shit.
Right.
Right.
That being said, he did sell NFTs for a little while, so
He did.
that's a bit.
Oh, what?
dicey.
Isn't he still?
Is he still?
I think he's trying to make like his own like Pokemon.
Yeah, he has little characters.
And I
characters that he's
think
selling.
those are NFT'd in some
are they?
capacity.
Okay.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
he's baked it into a different, like that's the NFT part's probably not the value in it though.
No, it was just the hype, and I think he jumped on it. But
And I'm not trying to downplay Gary Vee. I think he's
no.
great. Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
mean, like, you got to swing.
But nobody's a guru. You got to like take the good pieces from everybody.
Yeah.
But that is very much true. Like you can't do everything yourself. You're gonna have to trust people, and nobody's gonna care as much as you do. So sometimes you have to
Just live with it.
live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, live with it. Yeah, and if you don't, then you're just trying to control everything. You're never gonna scale your business ever.
Yeah. So, like, at what point? When did you really expand? Was it a slow trickle?
It was always been a slow trickle. But I would say we really expanded maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I think we
Okay.
started really getting.
Okay, so
Getting-
you were about a decade in,
Mhm.
sort of had the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Like, so how many projects are you doing in one sort of time frame?
That's also changed a lot. So the size of our projects has gone up a lot in the last 3 or 4 years, like I was saying.
Okay.
So now the scale of our projects has gone up. So the number of projects we do has come down per year.
Right, because they're more elaborate.
They're more elaborate. So instead of doing $20,000-$30,000 projects and doing a new project every single week, we
Right,
might be
might
on
building
site.
a house.
Yeah, we might be on site for 6-8 months. For
Wow.
one job site now. So nowadays we might be doing 10 to 20 or 30 projects a year,
Yeah.
as opposed to back 15 years ago, I was probably doing 200 projects a year.
And what's the cash flow like? Are you getting paid at all, or do you get paid when it's done?
Me or
Yeah.
my company?
Your company.
Yeah, so we're paid up front for a big chunk of it, and then
Okay.
we take installments as you go through a project. Yeah.
All right. That's what I would always demand at least half up front.
Yeah, that's depends on the project.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't doing $200,000 projects, right? I was doing like 10 to 20.
Yeah.
So
When you do a $500,000 project and you ask somebody for $250,000 up front,
they might not have it.
They kind of flinch. Yeah, they may not have it, and they kind of flinch, and that kind of raises some alarm bells. But there's
all
other
the
people
money.
that do that would give you big chunks up front because they'd rather just not deal with it.
Are you looking for certain customers? Do you refuse people just?
We
'cause
say
it's
no
not
to a lot of projects.
You
now.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
It's just not a good fit.
Well, we just can't do everything.
Right.
And by the way, there's
Capacity.
other companies that are just more capable at certain size projects than we are now.
Right.
Right. So we might not be great at the $10,000, $20,000, powder room remodel.
Yeah.
Now that might just not fit it doesn't fit our business model.
Yeah.
But there's some businesses that would love that type of project, and if I took that and made no money on it, it's not better for me, and it's not better for that other business now who can't have that project that they might have made some money on.
Yeah.
So
Or someone just kind of starting out a few years
Right.
in, kind of thing, right?
that's exactly it.
yeah.
That's good for a 1 or 2 man show to do a powder room, but like for a company my size, it just we can't make money on it, so we're just taking it just to consumers.
Just using resources.
That's really not better for anybody. So
Yeah.
and we had to come up through those types of projects, and if bigger companies were just taking those projects all the time, we would never
Yeah.
have come up.
That's true.
So, yeah,
That's true.
we wouldn't have had any chance to come up. So we need to not leave those projects behind, but we need to make sure we're staying in our lane
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say. We got
Yeah.
to stay in our lane and do what we're good at.
Yeah. You're at this size now.
Right.
So.
And we have overhead that other companies don't have, and we have expenses that other companies don't have. So we have to do projects that suit those types of expenses.
Do you have a lot of overhead?
I mean, compared to Walmart, no, but
Do you have an office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I have an office. I have office employees that aren't billable. So that's overhead. We have a lot of vehicles. We have 11 or 12 vehicles and insurances, and we educate all of our employees. Like education is baked into my company. So we have a huge education budget that would be considered overhead. Although I think it pays back in dividends. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's overhead at the time. So like those types of expenses, yeah, we carry quite a bit of overhead compared to most companies my size, even because of the rate we're scaling at. So
Mhm.
and we're not trying to outgrow our shoes or anything, but like growing is part of our DNA.
Yeah.
So that takes investment.
And your mom is handling all
Well, my mom not
some
alone,
of the money.
not alone.
Yeah, with you and yes.
yeah, with me.
But
But she does it, and we have a outsourced bookkeeper, and we
Okay.
work with Good Red and Klausler in town in Simcoe.
So
there,
do I, yeah.
amazing accounting firm. So
Yeah.
shout out to those guys. They're
Yeah.
awesome, and they keep us.
I work with Laura. I don't know.
Laura Killingbeck. Well, she just changed. her last
Just
name.
just got
Yeah,
married. Yeah.
yeah.
She's you know
She's
what?
amazing. We work with Laura too. Yeah.
They're amazing. Like if anybody's thinking of getting a sponsor me.
Yeah. GRK, let's do the sponsorship.
If anybody's thinking of an accountant, like, yeah, go. I will sometimes just shoot off an email. I'm not expecting an answer at like 8 p.m. 5 minutes.
They're
or
great.
Just, yeah, do this.
And that's what you need in business, is like that type of responsiveness in all of your, like, we call them subs, or all of the people that we work with.
Yeah.
That is all part of your team, even though they're not on my payroll.
Yeah.
They're all part of your team. So you need that responsiveness all the time.
Yeah.
Especially entrepreneurs whose mind doesn't really stop, and you may not think in the 8 to 4. So
How do you?
well, what time did I email you? Did you see that?
I did. I was in the middle of shit. I'm
I
sorry,
think it was
man.
2 a.m.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But for me at least, it's like when I just have to do it or I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
I guess you could write it down, but it's like I just do it immediately.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the better way to do it, because if you put it off, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so yeah, you email at 2 a.m. I'm not expecting a response from you or anything, but like, yeah, so that's when your mind's working. That's when you send stuff out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you a bit of a night owl then?
no, but sometimes when I'm going on podcasts that make me uncomfortable, I don't sleep well at night.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, man, I'm still nervous.
Oh,
this
don't
is
be.
outside my comfort zone.
You know what? I try my best to sort of make it seem like a hang.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
No, you do a good job. Like, made me a nice drink. That was good. And
that's part of it.
yeah. Well, it loosens you up. A
Yeah,
little
it loosens you up a
Yeah.
little bit. We can sort of break the ice because, like, you and me have never met, right? So
Right.
sometimes I have people on that I've never met before.
bit. Yeah.
And so it's a good way to break the ice.
So
Alcohols.
no, I sleep well. Actually, if you talk to my wife, I sleep too well. Maybe I'll put my son to bed and I'll go to sleep
Just-
with him often. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you find it hard to shut off when you get home? To just stop thinking about work?
It's easier now than it was when I was younger. Like when I was more alone. Like now that I have a team, I spread the work out. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a lot of those years, and there's times in my career where that's still happening. If I'm working on a big project and it's like deadlines are coming up, and I'm concerned about like this big sale coming up. Yeah, I'll
But
stay up. late
if you
and
had to
work.
disappear for 24 hours, like the company will still function.
I think I could leave for 2 weeks and my company would still.
That's
function.
great.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just you and a few people, no,
Mhm.
you're essential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty recent thing. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's
That
pretty
must be
recent.
nice.
It's pretty nice, and I
Yeah.
have taken advantage of that, to be
Like,
honest.
Did
so.
you take time off in the early years or is that just more so now?
Yeah, not 2 weeks at a time. No,
Yeah.
long weekends, things like
Couple
that for
days there and
sure.
there.
Yeah, okay, so there was like 3 phases. It was like when it was just me, I could take off the time and nobody would notice. It would
Right.
only my customers would be waiting.
Right, and if you're not working, you're not getting paid.
Yeah, 100%. So
Yes, yeah.
just like everybody else, you'd save up for it and do it, right?
Yeah.
And then there was that messy middle where it was like, well, now I've got people that rely on me and that I'm the point guy for everything. So I'm the linchpin on all of it. So
Yeah.
you got to be there for all of that. And then,
Yeah.
putting Paul in place as the construction guy and Chris in the sales and marketing side and my mom in the finance side, it takes a lot of the pressure off me to be there because they work together so well.
How do you divide your day up? Like how do you sort of keep an eye on each department? Are you touching base with every department in a day, or are you sort of like organizing this day by day, or is it
cool
just
question.
like whatever comes at you?
No, it's intentional.
Okay,
It's
so
very
you
intentional.
have a very structured kind of day.
Yeah, there's a lot of structure to my day, and there's unstructured parts of my day as well.
What's your day look like?
Yeah, so we're in an office. We're in a central office together, so we don't have anybody work from. The salespeople work from home sometimes and stuff, but nobody really works from home. We work from office.
Okay.
So we're in the same building. So
Right.
if we want to talk, we can just connect. But we do have very structured meeting times for everybody. So we do weekly meetings with every single person in the company one-on-one. And then we have specific time for certain leadership groups. So we have interdepartmental meetings between the pre-construction and the construction finance team. They get together twice a week at the same time every 2 weeks. So we hold our questions and stuff for that amount of time. And then I have meetings directly with each of my department heads 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
So we sit with each of the department heads 2 or 3 times a week and chat things over. So we're trying to build the structure of a much larger company instead of a small company.
Okay.
Because that's what we're all about, scaling.
All
I said,
right.
we're growth-minded company. So
So when you get into the office, what's the first thing you do?
make a coffee.
What kind of coffee do you like? Do you like just
I'm a black coffee. I'm a tradesman, man. I'm just
do you like good coffee?
nope.
Just
I like crappy coffee.
Folders.
Just Folgers.
All right. You're a tradesman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just need that caffeine.
Yeah. We recently got a Keurig, so like it's
Oh.
one-off coffees. And
Fancy.
I
Here's
think
me
they're
talking
Kirkland.
about an espresso machine I'm trading.
I do love espresso, don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, but in the
okay.
morning just like dirty old regular ground coffee.
I I only got into coffee in college,
Yeah.
and it was just Tim Hortons coffee. And then I met my buddy who's like a coffee freak.
So before college, you were like just
Tea.
Oh, so you were still a caffeine guy, just
Still a caffeine guy,
Yeah,
but
okay.
tea,
just not
just
coffee.
tea. My dad's, that's all he drinks is tea.
Okay.
And so that's sort of what I liked. And I would try my mom's coffee sometimes. I'm like, ugh. And I think even when I started drinking it in college, it's like I didn't love it,
Yeah.
but I just needed that. Also you're a bit of a degenerate partying and stuff, and so you might have not slept, and then now you have this exam you're doing. You're like, okay, you need
as much caffeine
something.
as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Quick up tea.
And my dad's a paramedic, so he's like, no energy drinks, because he would
Right.
pick up a lot of people who kind of abuse that.
Mm.
So I stuck with coffee, but then I met this friend, and he to the point where he has his own automated roaster. He roasts
Wow.
his own beans.
That's deep.
And to this day, like I've been to cafes all over the world. To this day, I cannot find better coffee than
His house.
than what he made.
Yeah.
I don't know what
His kitchen.
it's like black voodoo he does on it when I'm not looking. And so when we traveled for work together, he would take me to all these like just world-renowned cafes,
Right.
and just he ruined me.
Yeah.
And
So
now
now you're like a super coffee snob.
I am a bit of a coffee snob. But my background comes from just good old Tim's Coffee. But now
I've heard you're selling drones to get coffee makers, so
Mhm.
I think you might be deeper than you
this
think.
this will be my first espresso machine, like proper one, because I have a Nespresso machine.
Yeah, that's what we have at home.
Yeah, and I like percolated coffee and pour over coffee, and I know pour over was like the big trend for the day. But yeah, like I get it. Like film sets, those are all tradesmen. I consider them
Right,
tradesmen.
they are, yeah.
Like grips who
Blue
are
collar jobs, yeah.
blue collar jobs, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just whatever coffee's there, boom, shoot it back,
Yeah,
get
it's
going.
4
So
hour old. Yeah.
yeah,
lukewarm.
might be cold,
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
just shoot it back.
I don't care if it's cold, it's got caffeine. So,
Yeah. They would always do the take 12s. They would just have like
Right.
50 take 12s, and they would just sit there all day.
Yeah, but rolling up the
Um,
rim until you're blue in the face.
Oh, yeah, roll ups right now, isn't it?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it means spring's looming.
Oh.
Yeah.
My mom, sorry, I did warn you I'm very ADHD.
So am I. So we're in
Okay,
a
perfect.
bad spot
I
together.
like
Yeah.
taking side quests, but I always will go back
Yeah.
to the road, so
Rock
don't
and
worry.
roll.
We'll circle back.
No, I'm good.
Um, the
I'm just
on-
along for the ride. Let's go.
I always wonder if people just get infuriated. Whoever's driving in their car listening to this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
You were
sorry,
talking
guys.
about his day in the office. What
Yeah.
the fuck? And now you're talking
Yeah.
about
We
roll up
might
the
get
rim.
back to it. We'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
see.
You'll have to keep
Yeah.
listening.
Tune
This is good for my algorithm.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Just string 'em
building
along.
suspense. This is all part of filmmaking. and-
Suspense.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get there,
yes.
yeah.
We're building
yeah.
suspense.
The best stuff's coming yet. Trust me.
Yeah. The secrets. And if you send us $10 right now on Patreon,
That's right.
the only time anybody's ever won anything significant in my family off a roll up the rim was a Walkman. So that really dates it.
That's a big win though.
Back in the day, it was.
Yeah, man.
Those things were like $100.
Was it a Walkman or a Discman?
Oh, what's the difference?
Disc is CD and Walkman was like
Oh, right,
tape
the
cassette.
tape,
Yeah.
Discman.
Discman.
But everybody called it a Walkman.
Oh, okay.
At least I did.
I don't know.
I was
Remember,
like,
I did have a Brantford
7.
era. So.
oh, what is
So maybe It
that?
was Discman back then.
Okay,
Yeah.
Discman.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at the because you're a millennial,
I am.
Yeah,
the
I'm-
very top end of millennial.
and I'm at the very other end.
right.
Yeah.
I'm 39. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 32. So it's like I am a 90s kid, but I only caught the end of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was born in
You wouldn't-
94.
You wouldn't really know tape cassettes very much, eh?
They weren't around.
Yeah.
Not really, but discs were.
We were rewinding tapes with our Bic pens. And,
Dang.
Yeah, man.
I remember my mom putting them in the car.
Mhm.
She had them for the car, and they would have that white tape, and she would write on the back of it.
Yeah.
So I do remember it, but like what I had was the Walkman,
Yeah.
and then eventually the MP3 player,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was like early 2000s.
That was pre-iPod stuff, right?
Yeah, I remember when it only held 30 songs.
Which was crazy
That's
because
like
a tape
2
held like
albums.
9. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then the iPod, and I used to have the iPod Nano with that tiny little
Right.
screen, and I would
Those were sweet though.
watch shows on. It sounds crazy now.
You'd watch shows on it.
No wonder I need glasses.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, I was like,
Yeah.
I would watch Drake and Josh on the little
No way.
nano.
I don't even know what that is. That's how opposite of the Millennials
Oh,
finally
it's
are, so.
like a classic Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Drake and Josh was like it was like a sitcom for teenagers.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah, we were like Breaker High.
I don't
Saved by
know.
the Bell.
I don't know any of that.
Oh my gosh, man,
No,
that's crazy.
yeah.
7 years difference is a
Yeah,
long
we're
time.
both millennials, but
Yeah.
it's so different. Like, what was like big shows? Like, I miss sort of that 80 or 70 show. Like,
That 70s show was great.
yeah, I was too young.
Yeah.
I remember Friends. My mom would have Friends on all the time. But
because I was in the thick of Friends.
you were in the thick
I
of
was in the thick of it.
yeah. See, I was too young, so I would just sort of see it on TV.
Yeah.
My mom
Also,
would
it's
watch
probably
it.
a parenting thing. Like your parents might have protected you from adult shows like that. Maybe
They were pretty good with that.
Yeah, my parents were a little more hands off. Not on purpose, but
Before we wrap it up, I just want to say thank you for listening to this episode and to the Just Drew podcasts. I really enjoy bringing interesting guests to you, great conversations, and amazing stories from Norfolk and beyond. If you enjoy the show, the best way to support it is to follow and subscribe wherever you listen to it. So that means Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Every comment, every share, like, subscription really genuinely helps the podcast grow so I can continue to bring you some amazing guests. Anyways, I just want to say thank you and back to the episode.
I remember.
I was one of 5 kids. They were like, by the time I was around, they were like, whatever, man.
Are you the last?
I'm the second last.
Okay,
Yeah.
second last. My parents always said that it's like when I was born, they were so paranoid they keep the crib right beside their bed, and then when my brother was born, they're like,
Like, whatever.
it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
The funny thing is they listen to every episode.
Oh, do they?
So
hey
when
guys.
hi mom and dad.
Hey, guys.
When I talk about them, like we already talked about
that's
us.
us.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
bring this
famous.
up.
Yeah.
They'll bring this up in 2 weeks.
That's cool.
Where's I going with this? I remember my dad was watching The Mummy with my older. We have one cousin in the family that's like 7 years ahead of
That's
everybody
Brendan
else.
Fraser, isn't it?
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
And I remember we weren't allowed to watch it,
Right.
but they really wanted to watch it. It just came out.
Right.
My dad's a huge movie buff,
Mhm.
and so they're like, you can't come in the living room. And I remember sneaking in there with my cousin and sort of like we crawled across the floor and we're like under the couch kind of watching it. I remember like some vivid scenes. I was like, oh, I understand why we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
As a 6-year, as now it's not that bad.
Right.
But,
You know, I have a similar memory of that where my parents said, hey, we're going out. Don't watch the movies that say rated R on them.
of course you're going to do it.
Yeah, the first I went down, I was like, the first one I found that was rated R was Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em. Greatest hits in NHL.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
And it was rated R.
Just people getting wrecked.
He had like, it was a series of like 30 Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em.
I love Don. I miss that guy.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, and yeah, we would just watch, and that's what I thought was like an adult show back then, or adult movie back then, because it was like, I'm not allowed to watch these, but.
I would always go to my cousin Brandon, who often co-hosts with me, but he lives in Hamilton, so it's a bit of a trek for him.
Yeah.
He was a year older than me, but his older brother is the older cousin. He's 7 years ahead of all of my cousins. We're all within like 2 years of each other.
Right.
There's a bunch of us. But he was the firstborn, and he was like the only grandchild for like 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had all of this stuff. And so his younger brother, my cousin Brandon, would, that's where I first watched like the first time I played Grand Theft Auto and watched 300 and Blade and like
Was at a cousin's house.
Yeah. And I think my parents kind of knew.
Sure.
They kind of knew.
They got to let you go at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if like my aunt was more lenient on Brandon just because like I don't know. Who knows? And a lot of it was Ryan stuff, my older cousin. So
how old were you then, do you think?
When I watched like 300 for the first time?
Yeah.
13?
Yeah.
Pretty young.
It's a good movie though.
Oh my God.
It's funny because my son is like 9.5. He's turning 10 this year, and it's like that's why I'm asking. So like I wonder, because I'm pretty lenient we're very strict at home. Well, not very strict, but we're like we control more of what media he uptakes.
I like to think I turned out well.
Yeah, I mean,
did that movie?
From what I know, you're great.
Did that movie scar me as a 13-year-old? Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's that big bad guy at the end?
Oh,
With all the piercings.
Cersei?
Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Yeah.
Who's a real
He
guy.
was awesome.
That actually happened.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. They actually know
That's
where
a
it
really
was
cool
too.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was at that like pinch point in the mountains.
Yep.
And, yeah, this whole thing.
Yep. I was reading some article recently, like they kind of knew where it was, but then they like found evidence. And they're like, oh no, it was here.
Really?
It was here.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, and there was like a painting of it, and then sort of matched the painting up. And like, oh, it looks identical
Yeah.
to where It must have been Greece area, I would assume, because
Yeah, I think
Sparta
it
was
was.
it was like a state in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
I took Greek mythology in school, but
Oh, so you should know way better than this.
I should. It was
Yeah.
more the Odyssey and stuff like that in the Roman Empire,
Yeah.
but we did touch on some Greek stuff. But like Sparta was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like its own independent kingdom.
All I
'cause
know of Sparta is from 300. So
It's accurate.
is it?
Yeah, minus
They're,
well,
like,
it's very
casting children
comic-y.
over cliffs. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If you weren't perfect, like bye. Yeah. And
yeah.
they would train them from very young, and
Wild.
the
That's crazy.
women could fight, and
Yeah.
the ferocious. Like people just left them alone.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, those guys are nuts.
Like I don't think they were ruled by Athens or Greece or anything, but they were sort of working together,
Right.
kind of thing. But they were just absolute savages. So people are just like, let's just leave them alone.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
But they like kind of the stability of the area. So if somebody's attacking Greece, like I feel like they would go and just like, hey, fuck off,
right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that movie was based on a comic. So that's why it was very like
Yeah, because it was comical, like, or comic
looking
colored
even.
scenes.
Yeah.
And
Oh
stuff in it,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
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 Very over the top. But
Like even the cover is like, it looks like a comic.
yeah,
Like the 300 is written very.
Zack Snyder.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, he's had that look sort of across the board. I found it very heavily like he's very into visual effects and having it look surreal, sort of that kind of thing. He's hit or miss for me, but I overall he's amazing. Like
Gerard Butler, right? Is that the guy
Gerard
from
Butler.
Yeah, my wife would be was like a big Gerard Butler fan.
I love
especially
Gerard
from,
Butler.
Well, from that movie with the abs.
Oh yeah,
She married wrong if she wanted abs. So she really messed that one up.
they're there. They're just sometimes they hide them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're not Gerard Butler abs. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was a nice detour.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with
Who
that.
knows?
Who knows? Anyways.
Yeah.
So when you were doing trade stuff, like, were you what did you do for trade?
I was a millwright.
Oh,
by
you were a
trade.
millwright.
Millwright, yeah.
Oh, so a
not
little bit of
carpenter at
everything.
all, yeah.
Okay, because a millwright is sort of like they oversee a lot of things.
They're an industrial mechanic is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So they fix machinery in industry.
Okay.
So yeah, most commonly around here would be like Stelco or Dofasco or
Okay.
they'd be fixing the steel mills and
That's the only millwrights I've known. So
well, that's the main sponsor of millwrighting around here. That's why
Okay.
this part of the world is like the most dense. Well, this part of Ontario is the most dense part in Canada of millwrighting training.
okay.
It was mostly sponsored through like Dofasco and Stelco.
Yeah.
Because during their glory days they had a lot of millwrights. So
Yeah.
but that's the trade I started in. Yeah, but it was a great industry, great trade. But I don't like working with steel. It's dirty, and I welded for days and days on end. And
That'd be hot.
it's just stinky, dirty. Yeah, you get burned.
Do you wear something to breathe in when you're
I
welding?
think you're supposed to.
But people don't. They
I
just do
worked
the-
for very small companies. I did not work for Selco and Dofasco. I worked for very small companies doing it. And, safety wasn't number one. But I started my trades when I was like in the trades when I was in high school. Still, there's OEAP in high school Ontario, you have
Wow.
apprenticeship program. So that's when I started in the
So
skill.
you're making
trades.
money immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Part of me kind of wishes I did something like that. But
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time I graduated high school, I was making as much money then as my friends made coming out of university,
Yeah.
and they had to spend 4 or 6 more years in school before they were making that money. So
See, I went to school for film and I dropped out after a year. It's a long story. I've talked about it before, but a lot of it was because I was working in industry at the time, and I was learning more on sets than I was in school.
right, that's often
Paying for school, learning less, and getting paid to be on set and learning
Right.
more. And I'm like, what the fuck am
I'm
I
just
doing?
gonna spend my time over there. Yeah,
What
yeah,
am I doing?
yeah.
So
That's why the trades are so amazing, man.
yeah.
Like, I don't know why more like in high school. I don't know if it was the same for you, but in high school it was completely like we were not told to go into the trades.
Oh, really? We
Yeah.
had like co-op programs.
We had them, but we were
Yeah.
like, oh, that's for the trades guys go that way.
I remember teachers really pushing it on people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it had changed a little bit after me, but like
I
yeah.
graduated in 2012.
I think I graduated in 04.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So a lot would change in between
Yeah.
there. Because I remember my wood shop and like mechanic, like they would always talk about trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a gap in there, I guess, where well, I think nowadays the trade, like thanks to the popularity of some social media and stuff, if you follow some blue collar guys on TikTok, and
Probably have a ton of followers.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what they do is like cool. It's
They
really
just like
cool.
set their phone up and start working on a car. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, renovations on a house, or like show you how they tile.
Oh, that's
or,
yeah, that's
yeah,
huge.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, right? So
Yeah. I love like just the home channel. Like I don't have cable now, but like if my parents have it on, I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. Like,
Yeah.
Like I'm not into interior design per se, but it's like when it's on, you're like, oh, this is like why do they do this? How
it's
they
the
do this?
before and after thing. Everybody loves the before
Yeah.
and after. And
What was that show? Like move that truck.
home makeover, extreme home makeover.
Yeah, I used to watch that like
Yeah.
crazy with my mom.
Yeah.
Love that show.
That was a fun show.
Yeah.
The houses were like super customized. Like a guy's
Yeah.
like said one thing in an interview. It's like, oh, I've read a comic book once, and they made the whole room comic book themed.
Yeah.
It's like
They would
you
put,
can
like,
never sell that house again, but it was pretty cool while you
very
lived there.
yeah, and they would do it for free, right? And they
Right.
would just find like people that really needed help and
Yeah. Yeah, it was like Habitat for Humanity, but hyped up. And,
yeah.
made cooler.
I wonder if that's a thing still.
Like extreme makeover.
Just the show. I wonder if it's still going.
I have no idea.
There's gonna be a version of it.
Yeah,
And then there's the bald guy.
Brian Baumler.
Yep, I
Yeah.
really like him. He's great.
Yeah, House of Brian and
House of
Island
Brian. Yeah,
Island
yeah.
of Brian.
And then
cool
there's Mike
stuff.
Holmes,
Yeah.
which my dad ran into him last summer in
yeah?
Hamilton. He was just, my dad was walking by him. They were in the parking lot. He's like, "Are you Mike Holmes?" He's like, "Yep." He's like, "Oh, I love your show." He's like, "Thanks."
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
That's
yeah.
pretty much it.
He's a cool guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't he not Ancaster based?
I think Hamilton,
was.
Ancaster,
Yeah,
something in that
Hamilton area.
area. Even Mike, Brian Baumler, he's from not far from here either. I think
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian, Ontario, I think.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just dominating the
homegrown voice
industry.
around
You're
here.
next.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not.
No?
I'm not.
So we shouldn't make a show together?
I mean, we could try, but you may be the face of the show. Maybe I'll.
No, I don't know. I'm even reluctant to do. It's like the podcasting is. I just love meeting people and learning about people.
Yeah.
Really, like if I could not record this and get paid, get paid to just talk to people off camera, I would do it.
Right.
But unfortunately, if I want to make some money and keep this sort of going,
This avenue didn't exist 20 years ago, right? So
no.
At least you have this available to you. now.
Yeah. I forget the first podcast. There's this guy, they call him the Pod Father.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
I know who it is.
He's older. He was the very first one, really. And
Mhm.
then who got in? Oh, Canadian actor. He's
Tom
huge.
Green.
Tom Green.
Yeah, Tom Green.
And then
was
he
big
had
one,
the
yeah.
and he did that online, and then
Mhm.
it's just sort of kind of snowballed from there, and then
Right.
and then it was a big thing, and then Joe was getting big, but then I think COVID has really made it explode. But I remember listening to podcasts like back in 2016. I was listening to podcasts all the time.
Right.
But like Spotify was new then, and it wasn't really like a huge thing. But I mean, like now, fucking everybody has a podcast.
I think it's great. I love it.
I think it's great.
I love that everybody has a podcast, and I thought it would be like saturated after a while, but I
Yeah.
think there's no such thing as saturation in this industry. I don't know. It's awesome.
I don't like looking at it that way. Like I'll get made fun of because like people, I'm very reluctant to tell people I have a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Because the usual reply I'll get is like, "Oh, another podcast," kind of like, "Oh, another one somebody else doing a podcast."
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know why people react like that.
They're probably insecure with their own thing. I think these are cool. Like if people taking risk is everybody always says, "I wouldn't do that if I was you." And
right.
but take some
Good-
risk.
Good
Do
thing
something.
good thing you ain't me.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You do you then, man. I'm not judging that. Go ahead. Do you?
Yeah.
I think it's
so-
cool. I think this is great. I've been watching you for a while. I think.
Oh, I
the
appreciate that,
podcast is
man.
cool,
Yeah. I appreciate you reaching out, and like anybody else listening, like if you're interested, just send me a message somehow. If you have my email me.
Yeah.
I don't just hand that out. I don't want to get bombarded, but DM on Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah. How did I reach out? I don't even know how I did that. It's like
I think it was email.
email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I think it's on my website.
Right.
It's not a big deal, but
Yeah.
This
is cool. I enjoy this. This is nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a lot of work. People don't realize. Oh, that's the cat.
Oh, Cooper.
He was
I got
Cooper.
it.
Hey, yeah, yes. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Come here.
That's a loud cat. Oh my god.
I think it's Bengal breeds. There's a couple breeds of cats that are extremely vocal.
Yeah. Can they hear that in the podcast? Like, can they hear this?
They might.
Really?
They might. actually, well, I just updated my board and I did a bunch of tweaks to sort of cancel noise out. But
Yeah.
come here,
Cooper.
come here. You said you have a cat?
I have a cat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your cat's name?
Margot.
Oh, okay.
Margot.
Margot. Come here, buddy.
My wife and son are big cat people. I'm a dog guy.
I'm a dog guy too.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog guy.
Grew up with a racing dog,
Mm-hmm.
and then inherited my grandfather's little Shih Tzu.
Okay.
I don't really like little dogs per se, but my wife grew up with cats,
Mhm.
and her cat passed away, her childhood cat, and we were together at the time, but living at our parents' place. So she first 2 years before we moved in together, she had him, and he didn't really like me. Where I wasn't really sure about him. I didn't really know how to like. You can tell when somebody approaches him. I'm like, oh, you're a cat person, because you
Yeah.
kind of know how to approach them. Whereas a dog person just goes for the
Go right
pet
for it,
right
yeah.
away, and the cat's like, whoa. So you have to like pick up on things like that. But now I love cats.
Do you?
Used to hate them because anytime you go over to someone's place, they would just run away. Like they want
Right.
nothing to do with you.
That's our cat. Is
That's most
antisocial, man.
cats.
Yeah.
But if the cat's like part of your like pride per se, like lions, like
Mhm.
part of your family, like he won't leave my side.
Right.
When I'm editing, he likes to sit on my lap. He sleeps on my legs at night. Like
That's
loves to cuddle.
Yeah, he seems very friendly.
He's very clingy, very needy.
Hey, Cooper.
But nobody else gets to see that side though.
Yeah.
So they just see him and he's kind of to himself, and they're like, that's your impression of a cat,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you don't have
Yeah.
a cat. So now he's 10, so I've lived with him for like 8 or 9 years.
Mhm.
Love cats. Yeah.
We've always had a cat in the house because my wife is a huge cat person. My son is now too, by extension.
Yeah.
So we've always had one or two cats. Right now we have one. But I'm a dog guy. We had a dog. Our dog just died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Maybe a month ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Australian Shepherd. We had him a long
Okay.
time.
I was just hanging out with one last night.
They're the best.
Yep.
They're the best.
She's likes to herd the other dogs.
Yeah, they do that.
And very yippy.
And they herd humans too. If you go for
yeah.
a walk, like when we would go for a walk with the three of us, like we had our dog for I think 13 years. My son's only 9, so we had him for 4 or 5 years before my son was born. And but as soon as we would go for walks or anything, the three of us would have to be together because he would go
Right.
big time anxiety trying to keep
Yeah.
us all in a group. So
This one, like when the two labs are together, they're very playful, obviously.
yeah,
And it'll just like jump in between them, break them up,
yeah,
push this one onto the couch.
It's
And I'm
so funny,
watching
eh?
it. I'm like, it's so funny how like ingrained it is in their DNA.
it's
to
pretty
just,
crazy.
Nobody taught it that.
Yeah,
It just does it.
my wife is Scottish too, so she
Your
has
wife's
Scottish background.
Scottish?
She's not Scottish. She has
Okay.
Scottish background. Like,
Okay.
so she was born in Canada, but so we go to Scotland every so often.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were there this past summer, and we would see the sheepdogs. Actually, like the working sheepdogs went to like
Just herding.
a sheepdog trial where they were like doing a competition with
Because
sheepdogs.
they do like whistles too, right?
It's all whistle. Like
Yeah.
they like the herd or the shepherd. I don't know what they call them, but they stand at the front with a big stick and they blow a whistle and they like command
One
the
whistle
dog to
means
do-
this,
Yeah,
one-
it's pretty wild. It's pretty amazing. These dogs are so smart, and
I-
they have to get these sheep from like I don't know 2,000 feet away through these gates
Yeah.
and then like into this little pen.
Yeah.
And like these dogs are so brilliant. They can do it.
I've watched like drone time lapses of them doing it.
Yeah.
And you just see them moving, and then the sheep's getting away, and it goes over
Yeah,
here.
they come in,
and-
or they have to break one out. They take one and peel them off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like-
so cool. I love it.
Also, they're like one of the smartest dogs. Like border collies and herd
Right.
dogs are like I think one of the smartest ones.
It depends on you measure smartness, but I'm pretty biased that way. I think they're a really smart breed. They're
For
awesome.
sure. Yeah, you can tell. There's definitely smarter dogs than others.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, it's not a
you
lab.
see a little boxer and like, you know, but you love them.
Yeah.
They're great.
My brother has golden retrievers.
Okay.
They're loyal and loving, but they're dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's what people like.
Yeah.
They're just like, happy to see you.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
My aunt who she had a border collie. Never trained her for this, but my aunt had epilepsy,
Okay.
and it would let her know like 10 minutes before she was going to have a seizure.
That's wild.
Never trained it to do that. It just knew
just
it
knew.
was coming, and it would warn her, and then she would like take her medication or call 911 or whatever.
Wow.
And it would come.
Just like a pheromone she was giving off or like something.
I guess.
You know, when my wife was pregnant with my son, our dog knew she was in labor way before my wife knew.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was like all over her, like climbing all over her legs and like whining at her and stuff for like 8 hours. And then she all of a sudden her water broke and went into
Knew.
labor. Yeah, so he knew all along that she was going into labor. But they're brilliant.
That's why they're, cop dogs and,
Yeah.
bomb
Yeah.
sniffer dogs and
There's dogs that can pick credit cards up off the floor with their lips. It's like pretty crazy. Yeah.
I heard a fact once, and it was like comparing the smell strengths to certain animals, and like the dog was extremely, like a bloodhound is extremely powerful, which I've learned why the ears are so long is because the ears pull up scents from the ground.
Come on.
Yes,
Really?
that's why the ears are long.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a little like cone over their face.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. So it's
Very
like they're
interesting.
almost smelling the scent off of their own ears.
That's
so
crazy.
their ears are picking up these scents and they're smelling it. It's sort of sitting on their ears.
So cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would they have, why would you breed them like that? And so then they compared a bear who is like 500 times the strength of a bloodhound.
Yeah.
And they said that if you're cooking a lasagna in the oven, like a kilometer away, like a bloodhound would know there's a lasagna.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of where it is. A bear knows that there is pepper in there.
Oh yeah.
Cheese.
Is it that much better?
It can differentiate every component of the lasagna 10 kilometers away.
Wow.
And I think sharks are the same way. They can just smell something in the water,
yeah.
which is crazy to me, but
Yeah.
like so fascinating.
It's cool.
So
It's the
fascinating.
animal kingdom.
Yeah.
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 This conversation does go wild directions, man.
That one was Cooper's fault.
Well, yeah,
That
was
wasn't
totally Cooper.
that
yeah.
was not
Yeah, that's on you, Cooper.
that was not my fault.
Yeah, and he just dips too. He's gone now.
Yeah, right. Do you have a hard out at all? Or
What time is it?
Almost 2:40.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We can wrap it up soon.
Probably pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we touched on a lot. So I do prepare everything.
Okay.
But most of the time I like to pull it out in just natural conversation. And
Yeah, that's
sometimes I'll
fair.
have a couple questions prepared, but then you just answered them in natural convo.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it's been over an hour and a half.
Remember I
crazy.
said
Yeah,
it would kind
yeah.
of feel like a time warp
Yeah.
sort of thing. I don't know if it's the headphones or maybe I don't shut up. Who knows?
Well, you're fun to talk to, man. That's
Oh, I
why you do what
appreciate
you do,
that.
yeah.
I try. Sometimes I think I'm a little too much, and my wife tells me,
Yeah, she doesn't mean it though.
no.
She doesn't mean it.
Well, sometimes it's like midnight. Did you hear
You're
about
wired,
this?
yeah.
Whoa. let's match the tone here.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Is there anything I didn't miss? Is there anything you want to talk about that I haven't touched on?
I don't know, man. Not really. No. I mean, we've touched on a lot of stuff here, so this has been a fun conversation.
Okay. I have a speed round. I've been doing this lately.
All right, rock and roll.
I've been enjoying it.
Oh, I'm good
So
at speed rounds. The
Oh.
ADHD is a superpower for this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just go with the speed round because I feel like this is going to pull up another half hour of convo potentially, but
Okay.
we'll cut it off.
Sure.
What's a mistake you made that turned out to be a valuable lesson with your company?
Oh man, maybe I'm not good at speed round.
I know
What's
there's
a
probably a
mistake I've made?
ton, but is there any kind of like really bad situation that sort of sticks out in your mind that
One in particular, I don't know. We do have a saying at work where we say like we always lose, like things go wrong all the time. But if we lose, don't lose the lesson. So after a big
Oh.
mistake happens,
that's beautiful.
yeah, we debrief it every single time. We
Nice.
Go, hey, what went wrong there, and how did that happen? How we're not going to let that happen again. So, I mean, like we were talking about my hiring process before. I've
Yeah.
hired some really people that should not have been part of my company's culture, and then exited them as fast as I could. Like, well, or maybe we didn't notice fast enough, and we kind of they stuck around a little longer and poisoned the well a little longer than it should have. So that's a big one for sure.
Yeah.
And it's probably the reason why I'm so standoffish about hiring now. And I make sure that like
Which
I'm very careful. So.
I don't think is a bad thing.
No, that's what I mean. Like I think
Yeah.
that's part of the lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that's the big one. It's in hiring. With my company, it's about culture.
And now you're thorough.
Now I'm
Are you looking to
probably a
hire
fault.
right now?
Yeah, we are. That's why I'm talking about it so much right now. So
Everybody,
we are looking to hire an A player. If you want to join a growing team and you're ambitious and
reach out.
yeah, you should
Reach out to
shout
Jay.
Yeah.
This one's funny. I don't even think I can ask this now.
You can.
How do you find, hire, and retain skilled people in construction? I feel like we covered.
We
this.
covered that. I think.
We covered
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we did good. Retaining is about really taking care of them, though.
Yeah.
You know, rewards when things go really, really well, and we.
Do you have like incentives?
We do have incentives. Yeah, there's
Okay.
there's incentives, but like more than that, it's about people want to just be accountable. Like everybody wants to succeed at what they're doing, I think. So, and actually, they do. That's not just a personal opinion. People want to succeed at what they do.
Well, and especially if you're hiring people of that character.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like,
You're hiring accountable people. So
Yeah.
what we do is we just measure things, and then we give feedback on what we're measuring.
Okay.
So that's the best way to retain them, I think, is to say like, hey, this is what winning looks like. Do you want to be a winner? Because you wouldn't be here if you didn't want to be a winner. So if you want to be a winner, this is what winning looks like. So let's talk every week about whether or not you're winning. And if you're not, let's coach and adjust and mentor about how we can get you on a winning path and get those things. So
Yeah. And I don't think people need to take it personally. It's just a win-win for both of you.
But they don't often take it personally because
No.
I'm not coming at them personally. We're saying we together, usually they set the thing that we're measuring, the metric that we're measuring. And then I just ask them how they're doing upon it. Like we just ask and show evidence on how you're improving on that KPI. And if you're doing well, then we just spend 5 minutes congratulating each other. But if you're missing on it, we talk about what we're going to do to not miss next week.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best way to retain people is just help them be the best versions of themselves. So just try to
Care
be
about them.
Yeah. a tough one for employers these days. It's just
You feel
care.
like that'd be a common one, but
Yeah, it's not as common as you think.
yeah. And like at least in my experience, like I've had some amazing bosses and I've had some horrible ones.
Right.
But the best ones are always very aware of you, I would
Right.
say, just as an individual. Like, yeah, checking in.
And there's times in my business where I forget to do it as often as I probably should. And I've gone to the team and kind of like, hey, it's been a while since we connected. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. We should probably connect more often than we just try
Yeah.
to be more intentional about it. So
Yeah, and I like when I direct bigger projects with teams, I'll always say, hey, like if you have an idea, please tell me.
Yeah.
But just be respectful over the fact that I might say no.
right.
And that's okay. But don't deter that, because if you have an idea, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also not every idea is a good one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I say no, like, yeah, it's okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Come with me with another one.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
We're
my-
grown ups here. We're going to have good conversations.
Yeah.
We're grown ups too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you subcontract? Sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
quite a bit of stuff. Yeah.
So what's like one challenge you face, like hiring subcontractors and collaborating with them? Like, do you onboard them with that same sort of process that you have for your employees?
Similar.
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 A little
not
bit quicker,
as
probably.
intense. Yeah. But we do make them sign up what we call a subcontractor agreement form with us. And that's them agreeing to we have very well defined company values and mission vision statements. And we make them sign along with that to say, yes, we agree with this, or we will
Okay.
live up to these stated values.
Kind of
because,
standards.
Yeah. If we're inviting a subcontractor into your home, for example, like we expect them to maintain certain standards, like with quality, communication, but also just like core values. The things they believe have to be similar to what we believe. And if they don't, then we shouldn't work together. We have a saying too, if we're going to fight, let's fight up front.
Ah,
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
we're going to fight, let's fight up front. Let's have a conversation and argue now so that we
Yeah.
don't have to do it later on.
let's duke it out before.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's iron things out now so
Yeah.
we don't have to do it later when it's awkward. So, and when there's money on the line, that's the big one, right? Like these small businesses, these guys were subcontracting to, they're like, there's money on the line, and a little bit of money is a lot to a lot of people. So it's like when you're talking about when there's money at stake, things become a lot more heated and emotional. So let's talk about it first and decide that we're not good to work together before.
So my co-host Adam, who's usually here, I forget the title. He makes all the air ducts.
HVAC.
Yeah, HVAC, and
mechanical.
he does that kind of stuff for huge buildings. Yeah. And he'll tell me that there are like drywallers and stuff that will pee in bottles and just put it in the wall and drywall it up. It'll be in there in the wall.
That's disgusting.
Or they'll like the one time the guy just started peeing and it like was hitting someone below.
Yeah.
Like just not thinking.
Yeah.
You know, just
There's some
go
dicey people.
down one floor to the porta potty and pee.
Yeah.
Like
There's bad people in all industries, man. The trades aren't like that, guys. The trades aren't like that. There's bad people in every industry.
100%. 100%. How do you handle setbacks on projects that don't go as well?
Well, we expect them. First of all, we expect them.
You just anticipate them.
We anticipate them. Like we talk to the homeowner or whoever we're working for first, and we say, hey, when a setback happens, this is how we're going to approach it.
It's not if.
It's not if.
It's when.
When, because the size of the projects we're working on, like things are going to come up.
Yeah.
They're gonna. It's inevitable. And then anybody that says they're not going to come up is lying. So if we can just say like, hey, when I rip open this wall, we're going to find something behind there that we don't want to find, or something's going to go wrong, or we're going to order material and it's not going to arrive when it's supposed to arrive. And this is how we are going to handle that when that happens.
Or it'll be twice the price.
Right.
Because
Or
of some economic thing.
yeah, there will be changes in the price. And if there are changes in the price, this is how we handle that so that they expect it. And they're like, oh, I'm not happy about that, but you kind of warned me that this would happen. And so people just want more time.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Again, if we're going to fight, let's fight up front. Let's not start a relationship if you're like, everything's going to go perfect and I don't want to hear it if something doesn't.
You're not the guy.
We're not the guy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself motivated and energized during, when it gets tough?
Personally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have a big pull to responsibility. So I had a weird upbringing where we're money wasn't always there for us, and things were a little bit
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good motivator.
Yeah, it's a huge motivator. I feed off of that a lot of the times.
Some of the most successful hungry people are, come from terrible
Yeah,
circumstances, and just because like they don't ever want to experience it again.
I don't want my son to experience it, like
Yeah.
insecurity and stuff like that.
Is it-
so?
Do you ever try to think of like you don't want to give him too good of a life either, though? So that
Man,
way he
you
has
should
like
see my notes, because I said that exact same thing. It's like this constant tension between making sure he doesn't experience like crazy instability or whatever, and giving him too much, and making sure that things are too easy.
yeah, but giving him some obstacles.
100%.
Yeah. See, like I was sort of like a perfect. I'm not perfect, but perfect kind of circumstance where, middle class family.
Yeah.
We weren't poor, but we weren't rich either. Both my parents worked double income, and so like I didn't always have the best stuff. I had used hockey equipment, that kind of stuff, but like, never went hungry. There was always kind of like a safety net there.
Right.
My parents helped me acquiring my house and with my wedding and things like that.
Right.
But so like I'm very ambitious and hungry, but I'm sure somebody who like had nothing is way more ambitious than I am.
Yeah, and I should say, like, we didn't go hungry, but there was times where we were like, we're not sure how we're gonna get food.
Well, you
tonight,
lost
right?
your house. Like that's
That's a big one. Yeah.
you can work off of that alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
well, you quite literally did.
Yeah.
Now you build them.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing quite well.
Yeah.
So
And we talk to people that need that a lot. It's
yeah.
like that are feeling housing insecurity, and what I told you at the beginning of the episode that I actually own several other companies too, and one of those companies is a development company where our goal is to build more like first time affordable homes,
That's good.
things that are in that range, and that's the branch of me that is like focused on that for those people. So
Yeah.
we work for a lot of people with a lot of money, and sometimes it makes you forget that there's a lot of people without a lot of money, and so we have to kind of bring it back to center.
Yeah, I mean, I bought in the hype like 2023. A lot of people were moving from most of the houses we were putting bids on were getting outbid by people moving away from the
Right.
city who had money.
Yeah, people from Toronto sold their
Yeah,
place for $1 million.
almost
Yeah.
almost 9 out of 10 times it was someone from Toronto.
Yeah, and the houses here looked like a bargain compared to what
Yeah.
they were seeing, right?
So, unfortunately, my neighbor used to own this house.
Yeah.
And I know how much he sold it for.
You don't want to know that information. It's not helpful.
He told me. I'll tell
I
you
can see the
after,
pain in your eyes, man. I don't want.
like
Yeah,
4x'd.
yeah.
I bought it for like 4x the amount. Oh well.
Oh well, you
I
own
have
a home.
I do own a
Yeah,
home.
Not a lot of people have done that at your
That's-
age.
that's
You know, the
true.
average age of a first-time home buyer is 39 years old in Ontario.
Why? That is so
So you're 32.
32.
So you're ahead of the curve, man, by years.
Yeah, I bought it when I was 28.
Yeah. My wife and I bought our first house when I was 25.
Okay.
So similar. So we were ahead of the curve as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's that whole argument between do you buy a house or do you put your money in stocks because your return's going to be 8% on
Right.
average and a house is not quite that. But I'm like, do you like renting? Like, when I rented, it's like you can't do much to the place.
Right.
Right? And it's not yours, and they can kick you out at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know people who rented this house their entire life, and then their kid wanted to go to college. It was near the university. And they're like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Turn their childhood home into a frat house.
You know, we build accessory dwelling units now, so that's another big part of what we do is build accessory dwelling units, which is like tiny homes on a property. So if you have a detached garage or space in your backyard, we'd build a second home on the property.
Oh.
And we just finished one in Victoria for so the son owned the property. He was an adult son with kids, and mom and dad got kicked out of their rental that they've had for like 30 years.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they just have been saving money for all those years, and they put that money into converting his 2-car garage into a house. So we built that we converted that 2-car garage into a house for them, and now they live with their son on that property. And we see that so many times where that's like,
That's smart.
but the motivating factor behind them having to do that is because their landlord kicked them out. And he just said one day, it's like, well, we're going to take this unit and we're going to use it personally is what he said. But he reno-victed them basically.
Yeah. More money.
Yeah.
I watched some guy that was training on Dragon's Den. That's pretty much his entire business. He would specifically buy garage houses and
Yeah.
flip that garage and rent it out as a duplex, and he would just repeat it.
You know, have you heard of ADUs in the area? Have you heard that? ADUs, accessory dwelling units. It's a huge vertical in the cities, but it's even better out here because everybody has so much land out here. This room.
That's true.
Yeah. You should check them out. ADUs are huge. We did I don't know, half a dozen last year. They're great.
When they redid my house, I wanted them to also do my garage so I could put this, like a studio out there, and I wanted to run power and water to it, and I knew that would be good because then when I sold this place, somebody could turn that into an accessory dwelling, but it was way too expensive. The people who built this garage just nailed the roof through, just right through.
Right.
And so he's like, we'll have to redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought it was going to be like 10 grand. No, it's like 25.
Right.
He quoted. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. This one's real rapid fire.
All right.
First job you ever had?
I was a dishwasher at a restaurant in Brantford.
Same here.
Yeah.
That was my first job.
Yeah.
Dish pit.
Well, if you don't count the newspaper route when I was a kid, yeah.
I also did that.
Or we're a Dutch family too, so I transplanted plants at a greenhouse for March break.
Ah, yes.
So that's back then. That's again that I was doing that when I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Right.
Those weren't real first jobs. Those were like gigs. But my first job that I went to was bike to Al Dante's restaurant in Brantford.
Okay.
A pasta restaurant in Brantford.
Okay.
Yeah,
El Dante.
Al Dante.
Very on the nose.
Still there. It's really good.
Biggest over budget mistake you've ever survived?
Last year.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, we've had a bad customer. Yeah, that just
I see.
lots and lots of change orders, and we weren't handling the change orders properly. So once, we didn't get the money in from those change orders, so we ended up paying for them for the customer, and it was a big one, like 6-figure mistake. Hard to come back from. So they happen.
It's great that your business is doing well, but now the bigger numbers, when it goes the other way, it's gotta hurt.
It hurts. Yeah. We're much more careful about how we handle change orders now.
It's not $1,000 anymore.
It's not $1,000. No, it's not. Oh, I didn't get to go out for dinner tonight. So that's a big one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I asked you this question actually. One tool you irrationally love for your job.
For my job right now,
You could even go back to your trades day if you wanted to, but yeah.
that I irrationally love.
Yeah.
I might lean a little too heavily on AI right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like we're all sort of in that boat. It's
Yeah.
the hot topic.
I know it is, but yeah, well, I think that's the one right now that's like the hot one for me. I definitely am leaning on AI for a lot of things.
I know the concern is people getting dependent on it. Like, most people can't read a map anymore, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it does help so much.
It takes a lot of the manual labor away from things.
What
Yeah.
I do, I don't know if I said this, it's my little secret, but I will export the transcript from this and I'll give it to ChatGPT.
Right.
And I'll say, hey, can you find me some reels?
Yep.
And that way I'm not scouring a 3-hour
I don't
podcast.
think there's anything wrong with that.
It'll just be like, hey, these are the good moments. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I'll check them and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good moment. Done.
We record client meetings now, and we through a specific app that's meant for recording client meetings, and it pulls out the to-dos and puts a to-do list together for me from that client meeting and who the responsible party is. So it's like I don't think that's a bad thing. That means things still get missed. The client experience is better. It's awesome.
Yeah. I also have an AI that camera switches for me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because before, like the first 10 to 15 episodes, I'd be like, oh, he's talking, click. Oh, I'm talking, click. So if this is a 3-hour podcast, I would have to camera switch for 3 hours.
While you're trying to have a conversation?
Well, no, I wouldn't do it live. Because I
see. You record both.
It was too difficult. So I do it in post. So
that's how ignorant I am to like.
That's all right. Yeah. You would have to manually switch in post production, A camera, B camera, whoever's talking. But now I record everything to individual audios.
Yeah.
So you have your own audio file. I have my own audio file. And I give it to this
and
AI.
it switches for you.
Yeah, it's built into my editing software, and so it'll just switch for me.
Nice.
Yeah, saves me so much time.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. It's like $45 a month.
Right.
But it saves me hours. Like so much time.
Yeah.
So much time.
That's huge.
Paper guy or iPad kind of guy when you're sort of at work?
When I'm at work, it's paper guy. I'm a paper guy.
Strict notepads.
Yeah, it's
sticky
notepads.
notes.
It's my desk still has a lot of paper on it.
Okay, so still very analog.
Even blueprints, like drawings for houses and stuff, they're in paper on my desk. I'm not like I use the computer, of course, to look at them, but like really paper.
What about calendar?
Digital.
Digital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm huge. I have the Google. It's just connected. I can see what my wife's doing, vice versa.
Yeah, for sure. And my team, like I manage a team, so like I know what everybody's doing at any time during the day. So sometimes
I forget to ask. I'll just schedule a podcast because I do it outside of everything else.
So like we have dinner with a friend that day. Yeah.
Exactly. She's like, you got to cancel that. Like, this is your.
Or you're going to PEI to visit your brand new nephew.
Well, yeah, that my parents were like, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
Want to come? And I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm gonna come.
I gotta cancel this podcast, but we made it work.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so much nicer out now too.
Sure.
Dream project if money wasn't a factor.
If money wasn't a factor,
infinite money. What would you want to make?
Infinite money. Yeah, so I really love the low income housing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, affordable housing.
Just make a shit ton of them.
Yeah, make a lot of affordable housing. If I had unlimited land and unlimited time and money wasn't an issue, if I was a billionaire,
Just
I
do that.
would be focusing on that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and that's not. I'm not just fucking around like that. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most overrated home trend right now.
Black and gold.
Black and
Yeah.
gold.
Black and gold. Yeah,
Ooh.
black fixtures are on their way out. Gold's on its way out. So
What's in right now?
in is like pastel-y greens and nice, like kind of more.
Like my teal upstairs.
Yeah, well, we're looking for more like old money feel.
Okay.
Like, back into like the 60s, 70s kind of feel of like not the multicolored stuff, but like more
Yeah.
like kind of rooted in earthy tones.
I've noted the kind of like I tried to look up what our style is. I think it's like bohemian-ish. We did a trip.
I didn't get a good enough look, but yeah.
You can let me know when we're
Yeah.
up there. But we did a trip to Arizona and just kind of fell in love with like the interiors of all these Airbnbs we stayed at. So
Yeah.
it's very like we have like very like teal, dark greens, oranges.
Yeah.
And like everything's bland, white cupboards, white stuff, and then we're accenting with these like sort of bolder colors. But
Yeah, we're seeing cabinets going nice colors, like into the greens, like
Yeah.
not green, but like a nice soft green, pastel-y,
okay.
those kind of things. I mean, if you check out Benjamin Moore's colors of the year and stuff, it's moving towards those
Huh.
colors. It's really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've noticed sort of the 60s, 70s trends coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
It's funny how that. I think right now for fashion, it's 90s is trending.
90s, yeah.
Baggy,
My wife,
baggy jeans are back.
my wife sells thrifted clothes, like high-end.
Yes, I
thrifted
know.
stuff.
I know
Yeah,
your wife quite
you know
well.
My wife, yeah.
Yeah.
And so she does thrifted clothes, and she's doing fine with it because it's pretty. She's got an eye for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not. I do.
Neither do I.
I
I
had
haven't bought a single piece of clothing for myself in like 10 years. So
I had an outfit picked out for this, and my wife's like, "Nope."
change that now.
Gave me this.
Yeah, my wife definitely okayed my outfit.
I
too, so-
love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about my outfit.
Yeah.
She's amazing at it. Why? Why would
Right.
I? I do. I pick my own clothes out, but sometimes like, okay, what do you think about this?
Right.
And I'm not sure what. She's like, well, you can't wear these two materials together because that's against the rules. I'm like, what? Where do you find these
Where's that
rules?
rule?
Where are
Yeah.
the rules?
I missed
It's
all those rules.
like,
man.
nobody told me
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. I wore literally like canvas pants for the first 15 years of my career. So.
I don't know. I love fashion. Don't get me wrong. I love
Do you?
great clothes. Well, I guess I own a clothing brand.
Yeah, well, I hope
But-
you like fashion.
But that's more like comfort clothing.
Yeah.
I would consider it like sweaters and.
See, I wish that fashion was like, I wish that everybody just wore the same outfit every day.
It's like
That's the guy I
I was
am.
talking about Dirty John, the Apple guy,
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Dirty Jobs.
Think about
Dirty Steve Jobs, yeah.
Dirty Steve
Yeah.
Jobs. He would wear the same outfit every day, so
Right.
there was no like
The one less
friction.
decision to make.
One less decision to
Yeah,
make. Yeah,
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Black turtleneck. Open concept, or is that dying? Is that still a big thing now?
It's still a big thing, but I think people are going back to rooms for things. Like
Okay.
Formal dining rooms are definitely back in.
Okay.
My house is mid-century modern. Like our house is built in the 70s. It's very room heavy.
Okay.
And like I love the feel of that house, and I think that's the way things are going more and more as we see these designs coming through that with their like definitely formal dining rooms are back in.
Yeah.
Less open concept, but still like big high ceilings. Like so there's a bit of a mix between the open concept and the room.
Because I know everybody at one point was just ripping the walls down.
Yeah, that's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ripped every wall down, so you're just left with 4 exteriors, and now it's changed now. There's a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ours is very tight, so like we took out there was 3 rooms.
Yeah.
There's a living room, a dining room, and then a kitchen, and we just took all the walls out.
right.
I like it. Like the
I mean,
sun
in a
fills
small
the whole
house, it
room.
makes
Yeah, it's
sense.
smaller
Like,
house.
If you have a big house, having some rooms makes more sense. It feels warmer too. By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then you can have different themes too. Like you can have rooms that actually have its own like
Right.
vibe,
Kind
which
of
is-
its own character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you
doesn't
can have a
blend.
room like our living room is like kind of like I'm a hunter, so like it's inspired by like a bit of a hunting vibe. It's like dark green walls, and it's got a nice stone fireplace and.
Camel wallpaper.
No camel wallpaper, but it does have one wall that's wallpaper. Thanks to my wife.
Oh.
It's like very floral, like golden white floral.
I remember renovating my cousin's cottage once, and they're like, "Oh, like, can you come? We'll feed you, blah blah blah. Take the wallpaper off." Sure, no problem.
Oh yeah, sounds easy.
Took the wallpaper off. There was another wallpaper.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is unfortunate. Guess I'll be here longer.
Yeah.
Took that wallpaper off.
Wallpaper.
Another wallpaper.
Nice.
Okay. Took that one off. another layer of 4 layers of wallpaper. These freaks did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You've like doubled the wall thickness now. You're like drywall and then 4 layers of wall. You're like double the wall. You know, it's fire
Good
resistance.
insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Insulation and fire resistance. That's what it's for. I don't know how fire resistant wallpaper is, but
it feels like paper. So, absolute nightmare. I was there for a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Weirdest request you've ever had?
Oh my god. Oh,
Like no one's asked you to make like a sex dungeon, have they? Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
No, nothing like that yet. But hey, I'm
Okay.
open to it if somebody's into it. Like,
Okay.
let's go. But
All right.
no, the craziest stuff that people do is for their animals.
Oh.
Yeah, so like specific things specifically for dogs. We're doing a custom home build on the reserve this summer, and there's like a bunch of specific, like there's an entrance specifically for the dog from the garage, and
That's
dog,
cool.
dog wash in the garage, and then like a spot where the dog's food and water goes, and a specific tap at dog level, so she can just turn the tap on. It fills the dog water bowl. It's like I don't know if that's weird, but
I don't think it's weird.
it's the first time we've
It's-
ever done. It's unique,
It's like Italians having the tap over the stove.
right?
First time I saw that, I was like, "That's stupid," and then they're just like,
Right, pot
You don't
fillers. Yeah,
"Oh my god!"
now they're in every house.
Yeah. Wow. I don't have one, but
Well, they're in every new house that's
Yeah.
being built. Yeah,
it's too expensive.
Yeah.
They had to run pipes over.
yeah.
That's cool. Customized for your dog.
Yeah.
Anything like out of the ordinary outside of that? Like really weird?
Really weird, man. I don't have anything. I don't think.
All right.
I'm sorry. Not the most interesting answer. but
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, if anybody else has some weird requests,
Yeah, let's hear about
I'm
them.
Curious.
Yeah, I
Comment.
want to hear about the sex dungeons.
There's a show about that. Do you know that? There's a
About-
show about it.
Specifically about that, no.
Mhm.
I'm on the wrong side of whatever you're watching.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
I just
okay.
no, seriously.
Okay.
I've never seen it. I just have been told about it.
Okay.
And people will just be interviewed and go on live, that's just national television, and talk about their sex dungeons.
Yeah. That's interesting. Oh, you know what? Like we do like gun safes and stuff like that in a lot of people's houses.
Yeah.
In weird places, like
Like
built-in end
hiding
tables with
it.
gun safes and.
You ever
yeah,
done-
Interesting.
You know, like a secret room.
Never done a secret room. I'm open to it. I'm sorry, man. These answers suck, but
That's
I'm
okay.
I'm open to it.
I'm dying. That's like my number one thing. I want
Yeah.
like a hidden speakeasy in my house, or
Do
like
you?
a hidden.
Have you been to
Home.
one in Hamilton? There's some of them in Hamilton.
Oh, no. Actually, I have been to speakeasies. Not in Hamilton though.
They're fun.
My wife went to a new one. I won't say what it is. It was okay, but the bartender I think was new and smashed all the hanging glasses above him.
Oh.
Went in all their drinks and he tried to serve it, and they're like, "Whoa, yeah,
Ooh.
we're not drinking this." He's like, "Oh no, it was a wait." Nope,
That's a bad idea.
nope.
Yeah.
Just got a little too exciting.
Maybe that's why it's a
With the
speakeasy and not just an open bar.
I've been to ones in Vegas. It was fascinating. It was so there was a real bar.
Yeah.
And so they didn't give you any kind of concert. Like, you just got to show up here at this time. We're like, okay. So we like showed up and we're like, yeah, we're here for like the whatever. And they're like, take a seat. We'll make you a drink. I'm like, this doesn't seem like anything secret. I'm like, is this it? And so we're just like, they gave us these drinks. We're just chatting. All of a sudden the phone rings and like, oh no, sorry. Somebody went by and
Yeah.
whispered something into my wife's ear, like a random person. And I was like, what the fuck was that? She's like, I can't tell you. And I was like, what do you mean you can't
She said,
tell
I
me?
can't tell you.
She's like, I can't
Oh.
tell you. And I'm like, what? And then the phone rang and she just got up and answered the phone. What the fuck? And then she whispered the password. So somebody whispered the password to her and says, don't tell anybody, and just walked away.
Right.
And then all of a sudden this door opened and then the speakeasy was in behind.
And there's people in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
a
cool.
whole separate bar.
So they made it a whole experience. for you. That's
Fascinating.
very
Yeah.
neat,
It was under the,
Cool.
it's the speakeasy in the Mirage, the Triangle Casino,
Okay.
the Pyramid Casino.
Never been to Vegas. I have no
Okay.
idea.
It's like the famous pyramid casino. It was in the bottom of that.
Okay.
I forget what the speakeasy's called, but
Pretty sweet.
super cool. And then it was very specific. They like gave you this questionnaire and then they made the cocktail based on how you answered, essentially.
Sweet.
So
That's kind of cool.
yeah. Favorite Norfolk spot to unwind?
To unwind?
Yep.
Well, I'm a big fan of the Barrel. We go there with my family.
I just had Nick on.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
I did.
Yeah, it's a great,
Yeah.
great place.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So,
Classic.
yeah.
Yeah, we but Port Dover Beach is always a favorite for the family too. So
Okay.
we're always in Port Dover at the beach. It's family
My-
stuff around us now. So
That's true.
hmm
My favorite spot is probably Joy's.
Joy Cafe. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there. I do
wow.
business coffees there.
Oh.
Yeah,
There
at
you
Joy
go.
Cafe you're talking about on Robinson. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to get her on. Yeah,
I do,
that's kind of my
uh,
go-to
I
spot.
do usually like a business coffee there every week or two. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like it there.
Nice.
It's nice.
Her coffees are phenomenal. Baked goods are
Yeah.
everything's phenomenal. You can't
Yeah.
really miss. I do like Riverside's really nice too. If you've ever been there,
Nope.
it's the new building. It's sort of by like where the old brick is, or like past Boyko's. And there's that big open. It's kind of near the river.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a huge coffee joint. It's beautiful in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Honestly, my house though, like I've got a big backyard.
That's
big
true.
Deck, and I
I feel
overlook
like
an
that's
orchard.
everybody's answer.
I know.
Yeah.
That's I'm a private guy though.
That's also why I flipped the living room over here, because you get the sunset.
Right. Yeah. That's
So
nice.
3 o'clock is just beaming in.
Yeah.
It's nice. And like people are pretty close. Like my front lawn isn't super far away, so people can sort of like just look into my house.
Right.
And so we sort of keep the blinds down. We don't get the sun in.
Yeah.
So, last question. If you weren't doing construction, what would you be doing?
I'm a pilot too, so I do
Fuck
fly.
off.
We're getting into this at the end of the episode, but yeah, I do fly recreationally. So I fly Cessnas, but that was always my dream job, was to be an airline pilot.
I hate flying.
Do you?
Terrifying.
Oh, really?
I
You should
fly a
with
lot.
me.
I fly.
Let's fly a Cessna. We'll fly a pop can with wings. Let's do it.
I've skydived.
Have you? You hate
Terrifi-
flying, but you've skydived. Interesting.
Terrifying. I
Maybe
used
if
to-
you didn't jump out of the good planes, you would be like in flying. A bit
Right?
better. I don't know.
I remember going up in the plane, and the pilot has a parachute on. I'm like, why do you have a parachute on? He's like, never know.
I like skydiving.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was
You've
doing.
got one too. What are you wearing?
No, not at the time. I was
Oh, you
doing
did.
tandem.
Oh.
So this guy hooks me up while we're in the plane.
Mm.
So I'm like, so if this thing goes down, what am I doing? Just grabbing onto one of you guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I don't wear a parachute when I fly, by the way. So we expect to land.
I don't know, man. I just, as a kid, you're blissfully unaware of the concept of death.
Yeah.
And as I gotten older and I had a little bit, more to lose, per se, I guess I would say.
Mhm.
Just all of a sudden, I got terrified of flying.
Is that right?
I hate it.
Even flying commercial?
Hate it.
So it's perfectly safe. It's very, very safe.
Yeah, and then you see the plane fucking roll over in Toronto.
Yeah, well, how many car crashes do you see?
I
dude?
know.
Like,
I know
honestly.
statistically
Yeah,
speaking,
they're
cars are
wildly
way more
safe.
dangerous. But there's also more cars.
Yeah, there is.
Um,
But anyways, yeah, so flying airline pilot would have been like, if I was living my life again, that might be a parallel way things
huh.
go.
So how often do you fly?
Well, not as much as I want to be, that's for
Right,
sure.
you're a busy guy.
Yeah, when I was working on, like, because I was an air cadet when I was a kid, and flying was kind of the instigator for that. So but then I went leadership route, which probably served me better overall in life.
It's got to be expensive. Is it sort of
Yeah.
like owning a sports car, sort of? In
Well, I don't own a plane, so I still just rent from the
I
Brantford
see.
Airport.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, if it flies, it's cheaper to rent. So we may as well.
But you're licensed to fly a specific type of airplane.
I'm licensed to fly. Well, so you get a license and you can fly any single engine plane.
Okay.
But I'm type rated for Cessna 172. So you can get type rated pretty darn quick. So if I can fly almost any single engine airplane.
A Cessna sounds. Is it Russian?
Cessna? No, I think it's American.
Cessna sounds like a Russian gun or something, like a SKS. I don't know.
That's all the little planes
Cessna.
with the single propeller on the front. Those are all Cessnas. It's like the most popular
most
recreational.
common.
Yeah,
kind of like the Honda Civic of
it's the Honda Civic of the sky.
airplanes.
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not scared of heights or anything like that.
No, no. And I love flying. We like Norfolk County is amazing from the sky, man. If you ever get a chance to do a tour flight of Norfolk County,
Yeah.
like I take my wife and son up, and we'll do a sunset flight of the of Long Point.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable. Yeah,
How many people can you fit in your plane? The ones you rent?
yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So-
I have been in a plane like that before.
Yeah.
One that I did jump out of.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
It was
you should
good.
stay in them.
You
But-
should.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? We were in Las Vegas. It was my buddy's 30th birthday. We want to do something exciting.
Sure.
I think I was the one that kind of pushed it, even though I was terrified of heights. I'm also scared of drowning, but I've scuba dived.
right.
Yeah. But, am I going to buy a plane and do it all the time? No. No. Like when I visit my brother, I would rather drive.
Would you?
Yeah.
To PEI.
Yeah.
Flying's like 2 hours. You're there. It's
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Driving's a full day.
I still do it.
Yeah.
I still fly.
Yeah.
But it's like the second the plane's like, oh fuck, we're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, the Cessnas are all bumps all day. So
The most terrifying plane ride was that one going up.
Yeah.
It's and you're like, oh god, we're
things
gonna.
held together with duct tape. dude, yeah.
I was more scared taking off in that plane and getting to altitude than actually jumping out of it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like
Yeah.
this fear that I have.
I love it 'cause it's like when I'm flying, it's like the only thing I can think about is the flight. Is like
I
being-
get that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like a one track.
I used to like
focus.
F1 simulator race all the time.
I
and
love F1.
You do.
I do.
Oh, have you listened to my brother's podcast?
No, what's it called?
It's Hayden Walmsley. You should listen to
Okay.
that one. We talk about F1 a lot. He's an
Okay.
F1 freak.
I'm not like Mr. F1, but I watch the races. All
Okay,
summer,
he
and I
goes to races.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and he has a full. I'll show you. Full VR. I was there last week. Full VR setup.
You can invite me down anytime.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'll come check it
So
out.
I lost my setup in the fire, and I just never bought it again. But I plan on like eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that same.
Who's your racer? Who's your team then?
I mean, I liked Red Bull before they were on top.
Oh, I'm also a Red Bull guy. I'm
but
a Max Verstappen.
I know people love to hate the winner.
Yeah.
They're on top. They're dominating. People love to hate that.
Maybe
I get
not
it.
This year, not last year.
Not last year. Before that, I liked McLaren. Ironically enough,
Mhm.
my brother's team is McLaren. He loves McLaren. So I gifted him like a Tag Heuer watch for my wedding. For
Oh,
being
nice.
Best
Wow.
man.
Very nice.
I looked into the sponsor of McLaren, and those watches start at 200,000. So
You
I
can get him
didn't.
one of them. Why
I
not?
didn't quite have enough.
Oh, okay.
So
Just
I-
a little over budget.
Just a little
Okay.
over budget. So I bought something that wasn't six figures for it, but it was still. I think Tag Heuer is the overall watch sponsor, so he was still pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
Beautiful watch. It says F1 on it.
Ah,
It's F1
sweet.
branded.
That's cool.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I got it like sweet deal. Yeah, I don't watch it all the time per se, but I love watching the show, and like obviously my brother just updates me what's going on, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to like devote hours out of your day. Like I think they're usually Sundays, right? On podcast.
They're always Sundays.
I'm podcasting.
I like F1 because it's usually 2 hours and it's done. It's
Yeah.
like watching golf or baseball. It's like 4 or 6 hours.
I love sports.
Yeah.
I love playing all the sports. I do not watch them.
Right.
It takes up too much time.
It takes up so much time.
It's like, this morning I cleaned the house and prepped everything, and by the time you know it, you're here, and
Right.
then, we do the pod. It's 3:30.
Yeah.
And then there's no, I don't know. I think it's just my lifestyle, I
Yeah.
guess. It's okay. That's fine. I don't need to watch sports.
My son likes it too, so I watch it with him now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure my nephew's going to be an F1, huge F1
Sounds
fan.
like he might be.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
sure. But the reason I brought that up was because how you don't think of anything. It's like when you're racing
Right.
and you're constantly
Focus.
You're not thinking about anything
Yeah.
else, and it's very like therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially for an entrepreneur mind, it's like
Yes.
It's like you've got so much stuff to always
Yes.
be looking out at, so it's nice to have something to focus
I also
on.
really like yoga, but I can't do like any kind of chill yoga. I need it to be intense.
You need the hot yoga, like
Hot
the- yeah.
yoga, constantly
Over
moving.
here at Seiza?
Seiza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do specifically hot flow,
Okay.
like nothing else,
Yeah.
because there's no time to think about anything. You're only concentrating on that pose and your breathing, and it just gives your mind a break.
Yeah.
When you do like the slow stuff, your mind's racing.
Yeah.
At least mine is. I have a very hard time.
Do you?
Obviously, you're probably.
I
this-
get you. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. Yeah. Anyways, man, this has been great.
This has been fun, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate
great convo.
it.
Yeah. Do you want to like bombard everybody with your info, your
We're just-
website, Instagram?
Yeah, we're like at Frontier Building Group for everything. So if you want to
Okay.
check us out, we're on TikTok, Instagram,
All right.
Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, we're on all of that.
And you, if anybody needs renos,
Sure.
anything, pretty
Yeah.
much. It
Renovations,
sounds like you cover everything.
additions,
Yeah.
accessory dwelling units, new house builds. We're doing it. So.
And you're hiring.
We are hiring. Yeah, that's a big one.
And
We're
you're
hiring.
hiring.
Yeah, looking for a lead hand right now. Carpenter.
Nice. Well, you understand how important the culture is. So if you think you might fit,
Yeah,
yeah,
give me a call.
reach out to
You
Jay.
can find me on my website,
Nice.
frontierbuildinggroup.com. Yeah, you'll find us. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, Drew. This
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
lot of
This is
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. We will. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. See ya. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew.